I'm back. I'm back because I've been avoiding going on like regular, or not regular. I've been avoiding going on live chat feed or whatever. But accidentally turning the comments on in the last live that I just did kind of made me want to get back into what I used to do, which is, I don't know, just venturing out into the interwebs and seeing what happens, basically. So I need to also try and moderate, which that's always fun. I don't know, I just like, I think just doing the last live made me miss socializing with the humans a little bit, because I have been secluding myself, and I think it's time to get back out there and just have some cool combos and just like chill and talk and see what happens, while also being imperfect and being okay by that, accepting that. I think I resist doing things if it's going to be done imperfectly, and that's not a fun way to live. It's not a fun way to live. Trying to get this laptop charger going. Okay. Maybe I need some copyright free music to get into the vibe. Get into the vibes. It's so quiet. It's so quiet. It's like, it's weird for me. But it's okay. We don't need to fill the space. Don't need to fill the space. Hello, how are you? Hello, Franco. James, aka Mr. Yum Yums. I'm doing all right. You look like a good time. It's like super silencio. Yeah, I'm usually trying to fill the space, but I guess I'm doing a new thing where I let this space not have to be filled, you know? Hey. Hello, everyone. How am I? I'm good. I haven't socialized with people for a while besides my partner Sean that I live with, and it's kind of a weird, I don't know, I forgot how to interact with humans, I think, honestly, a little bit. How are you? I'm just existing, honestly. I guess I'm just existing. Trying to get to the freaking chat on the laptop here just a sec so I can moderate it. How does this work? How's your day going? Well, it's all right. It's been a little bit. We've had some OCD. We've had some OCD themes, and we had obsessed a little. I found out it seems like I have this toenail fungus. So, like, okay, it's gross, I know, but it happens to people. It happens to people like me that don't wear clean socks and spend too much time in the bath. And also, I don't air out my running shoes, but they're in the freezer right now, so this is so weird and random. And what is life though? I don't know. Like, what is even going on? I am in a weird little world of myself. Like, you know, I'm very privileged to not be working a job and having to be out there with the people. So I'm kind of in a weird vortex where it's, I don't know, I just, maybe it's too much. Maybe I've been thinking, actually, I've been not thinking as much in a way because I've been kind of meditating, and it's just like, I don't know how people just do normal life things. Just like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna have a barbecue this weekend and just chill. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm just, I don't really have many friends either. It's weird because I've never, until now in my life, I had not enjoyed being alone. I was very anxiously attached to people in a way, but also triggered by them. Also, you know, having that social anxiety. But it's like I have been, I guess it's since I stopped emotionally abusing myself, it's been fun to hang out by myself. And now I don't know, um, I get a little bit lonely sometimes. Like, I don't know, sometimes I just like want some interaction or to like vibe off the ideas, you know, but I like I don't know. I don't know anymore. Why are you so nervous? Um, because my nervous system's fucked a lot of the time. Because my nervous system is nervousing. And that's why. Stimulate the brain. Yep. I guess my sole focus these days, honestly, has just been to regulate my nervous system. And yes, solitude tends to turn addictive. Yeah, and then I'm trying to detach, and I have detached to a certain extent from my ego in a way, but I don't want to lose my whole ego. But aren't you that guy from Trader Joe's? Is there a is there a guy in like a commercial of Trader Joe's? Or am I giving Trader Joe's vibes? I've never been to Trader Joe's, so is it like a country vibe? Oh, it's a grocery store. I don't want to fucking go there. Ew, I don't like the grocery store. Can we make grocery stores fun? Can we like make grocery stores a dance party? I just think it could be so much more fun. Couldn't we have like a strobe light? Okay, maybe a strobe light might give people seizures in the grocery store, but like, I guess they have music on in the grocery store at times, but can we just like give so much nicer ambiance? I guess they don't want it to be, they want to be able to see people clearly so they don't steal, maybe, but I have been, I wanted to tell you before you end your live, demons don't bother entering houses that have cats in them. Thank you, Nightman. And yeah, when I'm scared of the demons, I do make the cat be with me. So why am I getting different comments? I'm trying to keep up on my laptop, and it's like not the same as my phone. Oh, it's because I have this stupid filter on here. All messages. Why didn't I see that one on my laptop? Where's Nightman? Okay. Yeah. Okay. What is life? I did just, I don't know. What is life? I don't know. Drishti channel, Someone's spamming. Thanks, Nightman LL, for moderating and getting the spams under control. I guess people be spamming because they bored, because maybe they're like, what is what is life? It just keeps going back to that. I don't need to know what it is to enjoy it, but no, there's no but. I don't know. Yeah, I just was vibing. I was vibing. I've been vibing being alone, and it's weird, but now this is fun. This is fun. And I'm always wondering what other people are doing on the lives. I'm just curious. Like, I don't need to. But it's like, what even are live streams? I don't know what anything is. Where are you from? I'm from Canada. I like your hair. Well, thank you. What's everyone else been up to? Like, what do you guys do? What do you guys do? How do you spend your days? Do you obsess about your plants like me all day? Do you try to control the humidity levels in your bedroom and then not be able to control those humidity levels? I'm cold and I need a blanket, so just bear with me. Okay. It's a heated blanket, but I broke the heating system because I thought the blanket could handle a little bit of dryer, just a little bit on low, a little bit of a tumble, but no, now no more heated blanket. So PSA, do not try to put a heated blanket in the dryer at all, even if it's on very low tumble. It'll destroy it. And then it's like, do I keep this blanket even though it doesn't work as a heated blanket? I was keeping it because my cat liked sitting on it, and I don't have replacement blankets, but it's got this plug. Like, who cares, right? But for some reason it bothers me to just use it as a normal blanket when it's not meant for that. But it's actually pretty warm. Are you the one who cuts your hair? I see how it looks like that, but I did not. This is a mullet grown out. So it's like a wolf cut. Where did I was actually wondering this the other day, where the expression touch grass came from. Where did the expression touch grass come from? What does... Where does it come? Oh, to get fresh air. Oh, it's like literal. It's like literally go touch grass. Like, go be in nature. That is something that is very beneficial, is to get out in the sun and the nature. Why can't I scroll to the rest of the comments? This is like, yeah, I don't know if there's any point to this, honestly. I don't even know if I have topics. Like, I have been actually also trying not to listen to the news. Like, I've heard some things. It's like, what is there? Sometimes if you detach too much, it's like, what is there to talk about anymore? So much volume, it's insane. Yeah, it's very thick. It's very thick, and I am thankful for having the thick hair, but at times it can be a little bit chaotic. A little bit chaotic. But what does everyone else do in life? Like, what is... I have my brush here. I'm trying to detach from my ego. Living life, got a new car. Ooh. So I go out a lot more. So glad to catch a live though. Miss you guys. Well, thanks. Yeah, I feel like I'm being very boring, but this is about me being imperfect, I guess. Because, I don't know, I'm trying to like accept the boringness of myself. It's annoying when your nervous system is always controlled by feeling like you have to be entertaining in some way, or you feel like a worthless piece of shit or whatever. So I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go be boring, I guess. I'm gonna be imperfect. I'm just gonna, I don't know. I got a boost from, I just did a live stream and I accidentally turned the chat on. I did it to do like a video without having to edit. And then I had the chat on. Like, I've been resisting. I used to do lives like this a lot. But a lot of it was me also dancing around and being high energy and stuff like that. And then, I don't know, I've had this like, I've wanted to kind of get back into it, but I didn't know, I don't know, I didn't know how to get back into the flow and the groove, and I feel like I'm really struggling, but I'm not going to be saying things that are not good words, so no. Okay, this stupid chat on the laptop is not letting me scroll. Or the sunglasses and music. I know. Yeah, I'm in a, I guess I'm like in the abyss of nothingness in a way. I don't want to come on here and depress everyone, but people can log off. Like, I'm not depressed. I'm just, I don't know, I've been meditating more, and am I getting more boring? Am I boring now, guys? Am I gonna lose my personality if I heal my trauma stuff? If I like heal my nervous system, am I gonna be boring? Again, I'm getting different messages on my phone than on my computer. Just trying to moderate the live chat is something that I've not mastered yet. So thank you to my one moderator, Nightman LOL, for helping things not get too chaotic. Like, where's my personality, guys? It's gone. I'm so boring now. What happened? What is going on? I still use a normal blanket. Are we cooked, chat? Are we cooked? What does that even mean? Does that mean hi? Or does it mean, are we done for? Are we cooked? Could that be different contexts? More healing equals truer self. What is of most value for yourself and others? It's so quiet. It's such a, it's a different experience, but not, there's still stress in my body. Sort of. yeah, because it's so hard for me not to judge every moment of me being me. Like even when I don't know, even if I'm making people laugh or something, I think I hold too much value to that. And two, like that's not even, I just have kind of an unhealthy way of being where it's like too much service to others, I think, in a way where it's like too much trying to get people to like me. So I'm trying to not do that this life. I'm trying, like, I'll get back to my silly, goofy self, I think, but right now I'm just trying not to like lose myself in the live, because even when I'm being silly and goofy, kind of having a good time, I just like, there's times I'm in a flow and a vibe about it, and then I think there are times that I actually lose myself. Like I'm just trying to entertain people too much. Like I'm just like trying to get approval in some way, I guess. And then maybe people are seeing this as me getting approval in some way, but it's not the most comfortable. It's like I just like, to get over my ego, I have to just be boring or like not up to my standards and like just, you're an absolute no hyphen body. Yeah, I like, if we are just, what even is a consciousness in a body? Is it's not, I've been trying to ground myself a lot because that's what I feel like I need, but then can you be too grounded in your body? Like, I don't know, like it's giving crack, and it's, but who fucking cares? Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Like, I'm tired of caring. I am tired of caring. I am. Like, I was getting something out of it, I guess, you know? I was getting something out of caring what people thought. It was a story, and I'm still gonna care to a certain extent, I guess, but it's hard. It's like, I just feel like I am someone who likes to go all in, or it's kind of like, what's the point of, I have a fear. I do have a fear of going too far in a way. I think like why I haven't been able to embrace fully my maybe true authentic self. Like I do, I get these fucking intrusive thoughts of just like doing the most fucked up shit, because it's like I'm scared that if I let go and just not try to control, that I will go crazy or something, or I'll just like do the craziest thing and then get canceled and never come back from that or something. Like I just, it's a weird thing going on in my life right now, this like transition from controlling everything like as a result of certain like emotional traumas or something, and then I'm like trying to let that go, but it's like my ego be holding on for dear life, and also it's just like, how can I just not control everything, right? Okay, someone be trolling. I'm a troll. What up? You you will not go crazy if you let go, I promise. Yes, I definitely relate to that. Monko Gong, I've noticed that when you play an instrument, those thoughts disappear. Yeah. Yes. I I want to learn to let go with music. Like I can let go when I write a song, but when I try to record that song, all these habits and self-limiting beliefs and stress, and like it's not fun anymore. Kind of I get in my own fucking way, And I want to let that shit go and let it be imperfect as well. Or just like take the time and just have fun with the process to where it's fun. I can get in it when I just like get in that flow. But I tend to just like let this project turn into a very, very, very stressful thing. Like it gets really, really big, almost too big, because it's like I talked in the last live I did about it, things never being enough. And so when I go to record a song, I just think it's hard to finish it because I don't know when it's done. I keep trying to add things. I think a part of that is because of a lot of judgments about just in general, like, unless I do all this stuff, it's not going to be good enough. And like, why do I imprison myself? Well, I know why, like childhood trauma or whatever, or just, I don't know, just, it's just a habit. It's just something we do with we try to control and stuff, right? Everything, and have all the fear. But, I was going to say, trying to control music, I don't know, it's gone. I'm just gonna accept that. Normally I would be like grasping, like I gotta get that back, I gotta get that thought back, like oh no, like I just like, there's ways I don't even let it go in that way, where that's why I don't listen to people a lot of times. I don't let other people speak, because I'm so attached to what I'm saying. So, and I don't want to like, it's like, oh, I have something, I need to say this thing, And sometimes if I don't keep it in my head or try to say it when I think of it, it will just be gone. It will be lost and forgotten. But I want to be okay with that. I want to be like, meh, it's gone. Like, I just don't feel like I need to be so, like, it just trusting that, I don't know, if it was meant to be said or important enough, I'll remember it and then say it at a different time. But I just want to be more receptive and a better listener. So, what is going on with the chat? Metal Gear Solid, that's a video game, right? I don't really feel sorry for the trolls, but I do feel bad for Soul Reaper. I asked what's the matter and he left. Yeah, I don't, it's like, the psychology of a troll is interesting to me. And I was listening to a podcast actually today, and they were talking about, like, this hasn't happened this live, just like the really, really dark shit. Not the more like innocent trolling, but they were just like saying, like, people DMing people even, or they're like, you should kill yourself, or you should this or that. Like, people just saying these insane things. They were like, who are those people? Like, is that just the people walking amongst it? Like, I just, it really actually made me curious to, if they could get stats or something, or do a study on these people that's like, who is capable of saying that? Like, is that just your coworker at work? Is that just like your next door neighbor? Is that like Karen down the street? Or is that someone just like in your spin class? I'm curious about the capabilities of your average person, and saying to someone on the internet, and is it like a lot more people or average people that we, you know, wouldn't think to get to that level? Is it just more sociopaths? Like, it was interesting to me to, I don't know how we would ever know that info, but I do think there's a lot of that. It's like, it is different than, I guess, like saying something to someone in real life maybe, but like, I guess people, yeah, there's like this weird, there's like a disconnect, I guess, from where the internet can just, shit that happens on the internet just like wouldn't really happen in real life, or it'd be, it's like, I guess because there's more of a disconnection. There's an anonymity. I said it right. I learned that word a while ago during a live stream actually, and I practiced it, and now I know how to say it. Anonymity. Also think about this stuff, but also it's probably not that deep. It's probably not. Is it just people that have low empathy? It needs to be imperfect. That's what makes it real. Well, isn't that validating? Watch me now have a pressure to be imperfect. Like, oh no, oh no, oh no. If it's not imperfect enough, then I'm not like meeting the standards. Like, watch me turn that into something to put pressure on myself on. Okay, we're not gonna do that. Oh, wow, like your hair. Thank you, guys. Oh, I want to share my little hair secrets. I don't know, it's not a secret because we're talking about it. So I've been working on my hair for quite some time because it is something that I'm obsessed about, because I just was not able to accept the imperfectness of my hair strands. Sorry, but like my hair was having problems, and these are the products I'm using. Okay, so if I don't know who needs, if anyone even needs to hear this. It started off with someone just saying they liked my hair, and now it's like, these are the products I'm using. But I think everyone, okay, there's probably some people maybe that have hair problems too, but maybe like other people are fine with their shampoos and conditioners. But guys, Redken All Soft. There's this hair guy on YouTube that said not to use it because he doesn't recommend it because it has oil in it in the shampoo. But I think that's exactly what my hair needed, because it was always, I was having an issue with like my hair being kind of greasy at the roots, but then also really, really dry, and then properly shampooing it, and then it would just like get too dry and brittle, and I don't know. I just like needed a good shampoo, but the shampoo needed to have, I guess, a bit of oil so that it just doesn't like strip my hair. And then, do you know what I got? Do you know what I got yesterday from Walmart? An at-home hair gloss treatment. I've gotten a few hair glosses at the hairdressers, and it's very expensive, and I just didn't even really occur to me that I could just kind of do my own, like a clear gloss. It coats your hair and it makes it more shiny. So this was like $8. It's called L'Oreal Hair Gloss or some shit, and I did that last night because I was trying to get even better hair. But yeah, my hair is always gonna have, I think, a little certain level of frizz. It's not gonna be perfect, but we're not here to be perfect. We're not here to be perfect. You don't remember me. I told you about Metal Gear Solid jokingly months ago on a stream where you said you had the wrong size shoe or something. I remember thinking that, not knowing it was a video game, and sorry, I did not relate that to the same person saying it now. I totally remember, were you the one that kept, like, you mentioned it and I thought that it was some sort of like a sexual reference or something, so I kept avoiding saying anything or mentioning it because I didn't know that it was actually a video game. I totally remember that. I think most of the trolls are like 9 years old, most likely. Yeah, I forget that. I fucking forget that. It's like children. Why am I not seeing it as that ever sometimes. It's like, that makes so much sense. It does make so much sense. I do feel like it does take a certain type of kid, though, to be doing, like, some of the things, like, just to be saying just unhinged shit. Like, I think it does take a certain type of kid to do that. Although, okay, I'll talk about, okay, but I still think, I feel so bad. I do have sometimes too much empathy for my own good, but then at the same time, I was a little bit of a dick when I was a kid. Like, I remember, because I don't think I knew that this was really hurting this kid's feelings. Like, I would just blurt out shit that I would hear, and I guess just being silly or something. And the teacher had to talk to me about how I was being not nice to this kid. I guess I called him Four Eyes or something. So stupid. There was an episode of Arthur where he got picked on for wearing glasses because someone was calling him Four Eyes. I just remember it didn't even make sense. It was just like stupid. Oh, for your four eyes. Like, it's not even a good insult at all. But I was saying this to this kid, which, yeah, would have been annoying for him. And maybe I was repeatedly doing it too, like just like a tick or something. I don't know what the fuck. But they had to talk to me. And then I did feel so bad and horrible. Like, I remember when I would know, like, then I would obsess, like, for days and days on end, like, I just felt like so bad about it. So I would just like have no filter and say shit. But then when I knew that it did hurt them and like their feelings were hurt, I guess I just didn't know when I was doing it that it was like actually hurting his feelings. And then when I knew that, I was like, oh my God, why did I do, like I just had the hugest regret. I think it's a boredom thing, not ever being heard kind of thing. A content creator can hear good stuff 1,000 times, but will focus on one bad comment for days, months, and years. Yes. I can see dandruff. Yes. Yes. There is, like, always dry skin. Ooh, my face is peeling. Sean, my partner Sean wanted to, he wants to, like, scratch at the scaliness of my head, but I don't let him, because one time he did it and he's just like too much. He was like, oh no, I'm just wait, I almost got it, and it was like, I don't need him to chisel a hole in my skull. So I was like, nope. The other day he wanted to get at my head with like a comb, but I don't know, it's been better. But yeah, it's like hard to get a balance with the hair. It's hard to get a balance of moisturized but not too greasy, but then not too dry. It's a fine science, I'll tell you that. It's a fine science. How old are you? I'm 30 years old. Trolls know that. Is there a way to sabotage Sean's trip? No, but to make it seem like fate that he wasn't meant to go to India. Sean already booked the trip, so. But I think it'll be a good, Sean and I are in each other's company, like, a lot. So I think it'd be a good time apart it'd be good to have a little bit of time apart. And yeah, he's excited. He's really stoked to go. He's also never gone on a trip on his own, as far as I know. And I was just like, this is not a time for me to go on a vacation. I've been, trying to ground myself. Like, been avoiding everyone. So I just, it was like, oh, well, I can look after the cats then. And then it just made sense for him to go. But he can join the lives via FaceTime or something. I have to pee, so I'm gonna go do that. Because I'll hold it. Because I won't just meet my own bodily needs. And I'll hold the pee, which is not healthy. Don't mind me, I gotta air out my feet because I feel them getting a bit sweaty. I have a bit of a toenail fungus, so yeah. We're being present. Earth Drama episode gonna be the best when he comes back. Yeah, I abandoned that podcast hard. And I feel like I wouldn't even have good topics. I don't know if we did an episode soon. I haven't even thought about it. Like, I detached hard from everything. Rest in peace, Earth Drama. No, I think Earth Drama will return. Earth Drama will return. Love your haircut, 70s. Thank you. It's a mullet grown out. It would be nice to get it shaped soon. Get it like thinned out a little bit. Thinned out a little bit. Yeah, the direction that I do want to go with the channel, I keep saying this at different times, and I sound like, to my own self, I sound like a broken record about talking about doing music and then not doing music, but I'm trying. It starts with me not judging myself for like not doing the music when I'm not actively doing it. Okay. I guess a big thing in my life that has been helping everything is working on the environment, getting my room set up. I have a little cove behind this shelf. It's where I sleep. Actually helps a lot with the insomnia vibes. Sometimes, like, I've been having more of a routine. Are you doing music? Like, I do believe in divine timing. There's been a lot of like me being very frustrated and even embarrassed because I had told my family about, I guess, pursuing music, and it's like, why do I never actually do that ever? Kind of, I'll write new songs and stuff and then I don't record them, or record and then it's just like the project never gets done. But it's like so much shit that has affected my whole entire life, and the environment actually being a huge one. Just the space that I sleep in, just having more of an organized space. First of all, I'm losing things constantly, like the equipment and the setup for music. If it's I need to make it easier for myself to set up. So there's an office that's just really, it's got all my clothes everywhere because I haven't put them back in my room. But I'm thinking, I want to have my keyboard and my music stuff like set up in this office, ready to go. I've learned that it does help to make the tasks easier. Like, for me, it's not a matter of like just do the thing. It's at the end of the day, eventually, like, you do have to kind of do it, but I've realized all these different things I can do to make the task just so much easier to do. Because I will set out to do something and then I can't fucking find what I need for an hour. And then I find that thing and then there's like another thing I need and I can't find, or I find the one thing and then I like lose that, and then I don't just, God, I know just like how much easier life can be when you do have a place for everything and everything in its place. And so I have been working on that. So there's things that have places now, but it has not all been sort of sorted out. And be good to get some more shelving in other areas of the house, because sometimes there's like not, yeah, if there's not places for shit, like it helps too to have say you do have a drawer you could put a bunch of things in, like instead of filling that drawer to the max where it gets confusing to look at too. I like to have categories. I like to have categories, and I don't know, I'm just very ADHD. So do you drink a lot of water? I got my water here. Yeah, I do. Try to. By the time you're all set up, your energy is down. Yeah, I do get demotivated. It's like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing. Okay, let's go. Oh, okay. And then the setup sometimes is like, yeah, it's all set up, and then you're like, oh, I don't even feel like doing this. Eating the cats and royalty-free music is my understanding of her song list. What? Eating the cats? No. I thought Sean would have had a bigger problem with the whole Costco scanning membership at the door thing. He has not replaced his membership. For people that don't know, my partner Sean lost a lot of weight, got his hair cut, and he doesn't look like his Costco membership. So there's been a couple times where they are like, "Is this you?" He has not replaced it. We just always go together. Now, well, Sean's car is currently kaput, so I'm the one usually taking us to the places. Eating the cats. Eating the dog. Oh, sorry. Okay, right. Forgot about that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I played that in a live stream a lot, and then it was a 6 hour long live stream, and then it got copyright claimed the whole live, which I did. Fair enough. I was playing the song, I think beginning till end, once at least maybe, and I don't know. Props to that guy that did the Trump eating the dogs, eating the cat song. I'll be 30 this year. I will be 31 this year. Trying to accept it. It's fine. It's good. It's cool. Is it filtered water, reverse osmosis? I don't know. Are you gonna tell me that it's like my tap water is gonna give me cancer or something? Are you gonna tell me my tap water is causing like all my problems in life? There's just some, it's like choose your battles, okay? Because I've had a water filter before in the jug, but what's worse, like plastic in your water or the tap water? I don't know. I choose not plastic. And also that water filter can breed bacteria, and you gotta probably clean it and change the filter, and it just seems like the tap water is a better option at that point. It's like if I got a fancy water filter installed in my tap, then to me that's the best option. But I already obsess about so many other things that I don't have the time to like reverse osmosis my own water. Like, how do you even do it? Like steam my water and then collect all the droplets. And then, okay, one time I did look into getting these, is it shungite? One of the healing crystals or elements or rocks that people use to treat water. So they put the shungite rocks in the water, and it's supposed to fix the water. I don't know. But then I saw somewhere that the rocks potentially could contain lead in it. So then I was like, never mind. I don't shop at Costco anymore. Gestapo, door checkers. I stand with Sean. I'm in Northern England, UK. That's cool. Why do I look like Billie Eilish? I don't know. I just came out of the womb like this. You don't look 31. Okay. Maybe I look 41. Maybe. I don't know. I can be honest. Being on this channel, I'm honest. I do have a bit of OCD with the aging stuff, and I'm like trying to let it, like, it hasn't really happened yet. Like, I have one fine line, so I'm very, very lucky and privileged to be 30, and I have maybe like one-ish fine line. There's probably more. I just haven't figured them out yet, but I hope, like, when I actually start to more visibly age, that I'm like, you know what? These wrinkles are actually cool and it's fine. Because I just, like, don't need to spend my days obsessing about the shit, but I don't know. I don't know. I do wear sunscreen every day, and I might have had a little bit of OCD about the sun a little bit ago, however many months ago, and I maybe tried to, like, wear also a face mask to fully cover my face whenever I was in the sun. Okay, I wore it one time, and then in my perception, people gave me a little bit of a weird look, and so then I was like, I can't do this shit. I just gotta accept that the sun's gonna age my skin a little bit, okay? It's gonna age my skin a little bit. I saw online of someone saying that, what if air is poison? It takes 80 years to kill us. Yeah, maybe that's the only reason why we're dying. I do like to dream big. I do think that maybe if we believe we won't die, that we aren't going to die, that we won't somehow. Or that we'll live longer. Like, what if we all have just decided upon it, like, yeah, we always die at about 100 or so of old age, and then that just, like, consensus, that belief actually contributes to us dying sooner than we could. Like, what if we all were believing that we live to, like, 150 is the normal age to kind of die? Then maybe we would actually live longer. I don't know. Let's just tell ourselves that we're young forever and we don't need to die. Same looking sister from another mother, LOL. Same looking sister from another mother. Oh. Someone give me a compliment. Oh no, it's gonna trigger my fearful avoidant attachment style. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. I think you're amazing, intelligent. Where have you studied? So I flunked out of university. Okay. I'm on probation, the last I heard, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not a good studier. I'm a good ADHDer. I'm a good rabbit holer. I'm a good, like, okay, I have a toe fungus. Now I'm going to become an expert on onychomycosis. What's it called? I wrote it down. Onychomycosis. I'm going to become an expert on that nail fungus because I'm trying to make sure my toenails don't fall off. Okay, it's not so bad. There's just, like, one little crack in my toenail. It's not even a thing. It's so much worse in my head. Okay. Ew, I just thought of, like, ew, I used to have foot fetish people in my lives, and now I'm like, God, I just gave them what they wanted. If anyone was a secret foot fetish watching from afar person, who cares? Okay, you're welcome. That's never gonna happen again. I mean, younger than that. Yeah, I just don't want to let it go to my head at all. I don't want to let it, like, I just want to lose my ego. I don't want to. No, you're the most beautiful woman I've seen in years. Okay, I'm detaching. I'm trying to detach. I'm sure some people think I'm ugly, so I appreciate you think I'm not. But I don't think anyone's ugly too. I've hated that word. I've disliked that word. I just don't like it. It's an ugly word, ugly. But yeah, I don't know with the compliments. It's nice, thank you, but I feel, I don't know. I don't want to let shit go to my head. I have a fear of like getting too much of an ego. That's going back to like fear of letting go. I had said a lot earlier, and then someone commented about that you won't go crazy if you let go. If I accept compliments or things like that too, I feel like I'm just gonna turn into such a like narcissistic, full of myself person or something. So I try to just keep myself in check. And I don't know. I also be tomboy and hard, and it's like I can just be more comfortable when people just like see me as giving masculine, you know? That's my vibe. In the Bible, people live to be like 600 years old. Yeah, the Bible's a very fantastical book, for sure. Like a lot of things happened that were fantastical. It's already on 4chan. The feet people work fast. Holy. Yeah, I'm gonna get like a 0 rating because yeah, I kind of have like a mild toe fungus right now, so I'm gonna get really low score on that foot wiki thing, whatever it is. Is that your stomach growling? Are you hungry? I don't recall that. I think it was something else. My heat vent clicks all the time. I have tape to seal it because it looks like there's a little crack. So I don't know if that will help. But I don't know if that might have sounded... I don't know what else. Because I don't remember my stomach growling. I could have been dissociated. It could have happened. It could have been dissociated. But the vent makes weird sounds. So it could just be that. What are your hobbies, interests? Okay, so I guess music is an interest, is a hobby. I like listening to music. I like going for drives when it's not busy, when there's not traffic, and listening to music. I guess plants are my hobby. Taking care of the plants. Although they've been stressing me out. We talked about that in the last live. And what else are my interests? Ooh, so I have been getting a lot into design. And I want to paint more of the house because like I painted my room and stuff, and then okay, we got this rug. Like the color scheme of it all. So I'm enjoying kind of picking out. Walls are very bare. I want to try and maybe make some shelves, although that's a intimidating task for me. At least put shelves up. So like home decor, environment, and style has been one of my latest interests. And then whatever new conspiracy theory that I can delve into is in, you know, the conspiracy theories are interesting to me. But yeah, I think I was in that live stream and jokingly I said, what you don't distill your own water. I went to go look up how to do it online, and yeah, that's insane. So much work. Yeah. There's certain things I've tried to, I think, do on my own to, can't really think of one right now. Yeah, it's just, sometimes doing it yourself is not the way to go. My opinion, it's just very time consuming and annoying. I'm gonna go to sleep. Wish you could date all you guys. Have an awesome sleep for Ken, and thanks for vibing and just chilling. We be chilling. Also, Nightman LOL, do not feel like at all you have to stay for the whole live whatsoever. Please, no pressy, no pressy. Did Sean ever take my advice about the water pick? Does he know I mean him no harm? Open hand smacks outside bush. the water pick for the teeth. He has an electric toothbrush now, but he did not get a water pick. But the electric toothbrush is such a step up. It is hard sometimes to get that man to. I think he is brushing his teeth twice a day now, kind of, I hope. Okay, it's just like hard to get him to like, he doesn't have a skincare routine, which is, his skin's fine, so it's fine, but he doesn't, he'll have like really flakiness here, and he just won't put cream on it, so it's like hard to just get him to put some cream on a flaky forehead. So the water pick, that's gonna be a bit of a struggle, I think, to get him on the water picking. Favorite music genres. Okay, lately I've been listening to, I think it's called emotional pop or something. Okay. Or like mental health pop. I don't know. Do you guys know the song from Smile 2 called New Brain? Like that genre of song. I didn't see the movie, but I vibe with the song. What genre is the song? New Brain. I have been chilling on the Spotify. They gave me a good deal for 3 months. So I got Spotify. And so I've been putting it on, like, discover new music and listening to some, discovering artists that are new to me, and it does make a difference in my life. Like, vibing to music makes a difference. New Brain is a pop song. Or dark pop, is that what it's called? Moody pop. Cinematic depth. Okay, yeah, really cinematic. Okay, oh, you know who I love? Who I discovered recently? It's like got this song that this song was stuck in my head for like a week straight. It was playing on repeat, kind of in my sleep, every moment of the day. Like, it wouldn't stop because, I don't know, I vibe to it. But if anyone knows Mergui, Mergui, and he has this new song called Criminal, and it reminds me of that Miley Cyrus song. Miley Cyrus, Flowers, right? It reminds me of that song. I think it might be the same chords, and it's got this same-ish, is it like a bit of a disco-y vibe? Do you like Sigrid? She's a Norwegian pop star. Okay, I haven't heard of her, but I'm now going to have to check her out. Ooh, gorgeous haircut. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, subscribe. Okay, I'm going to check out one of her songs. This one's called Strangers. I added that to my watch later playlist. Thank you for the recommendation. So Mergui also has, there's another one that's good. Okay, because I was trying to find this specific genre. It's like cinematic pop. It's like, it sounds almost like an epic musical sort of song. It reminds me of like Greek pop music, like a ballad though, like a Greek. I was trying to find other songs and artists with that vibe. Like Mergui very much has that vibe. I'm gonna write, and I was trying so hard, and I was having a hard time. Like, I was not putting in the right words. Pop opera almost, but not actual opera singing. You guys gotta check this guy out. Mergui. Is it possible for Sean to do the instruments with his mouth sounds and you sing the song? You can't play the music, but maybe that might be a way around it. Oh, like to do copyright stuff. That is a creative way to do it for sure. What's your channel about? Just chatting? Or yeah, my channel's it changes from season to season. It tends to change, but for the last while it's been focused more on just being myself and just talking a lot about mental health things and stuff, but also just like getting over masking, getting over people pleasing, like just stepping into authentic self and embracing and accepting things and not trying to fix things. Talking about anxiety and stuff like that, but not trying to like judge it, and it's get into that meditation-y stuff. Yeah, I don't know, it's the channels, it's kind of random too. It's kind of just talking. Yeah, how long is India trip? The India trip's like a month. Good for you. It's tough to be open and honest online. Well, thanks, Brian. I don't know how else to be. It's I'm kind of just, I'm an open book. It's like first of all too, I've been so mean to myself more than anyone else could ever be, I guess. So that has prepared me. I had to like, I guess, hate myself to like not hate myself. It's hard to say love myself. It's just like, it's like, okay, but no, I'm definitely not been hating myself. Like, I did a video called Stop Abusing Yourself. Inner safety is a game changer. So yeah, I guess honestly, the online, it's like harder to live with my own self when I'm being a mean to myself, my inner child, I guess. So it's like, that's like prepped me, I guess, to be on the internet. And then also what I do here is try to detach from my ego. And I titled this Being Imperfect. Is that why I titled it? So we're being imperfect. We're just like existing without trying to people please. And yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know. It's like, my main goal is to just stay centered in myself. And I do truly just want to be authentic. And even if that causes controversy or whatever it is, like, I do just want to be true to myself and try to just, I don't know, just put myself, like, my unique perspective out there, and without trying to get everyone to like me. So the toughest part has been not caring. Like, not caring. Like, I have had too much just not healthy empathy to where I would make myself small. I was dim in my light. I was dim in my light for other people. I have just like conformed, in my life, I've like conformed to be what I think, or like people want me to be. Not that they like asked me to do that, but like I've had not good reactions to me being myself, which didn't mean, oh, who you are is wrong, but like I took on those stupid beliefs. Like, that's not true. It's not true anymore. I'm not gonna, like, guys, don't dim your light. Don't dim your, okay, maybe if you're Ted Bundy, maybe if you're a serial killer, okay, dim your light a little bit. But if you have too much empathy for your own good, if you're like a people pleaser, and you're not letting your perspective be seen and shown, like, no one even really wants that. Like, people sometimes react in ways that are kind of negative to someone just like being themselves. But honestly, okay, I do feel like my mission is trying to be better, and drugs help you achieve that. I do, there is a person I follow that apparently had a spiritual awakening from being a meth addict. So it's like, never say never, but I don't condone the drugs. For me, it has backfired. I tried to like do the shrooms to get over the trauma or something, and like, I don't know, other people were just raving about how they healed their trauma through hallucinogenic-y things, and for me it was actually very not good for me. I had to realize, like, excuse me, I had to realize that's it's not good for me, because I what I needed was to be very grounded, and those things are very ungrounding. But for other people, it seems to help them. But yes, I know what you mean. I've been empathic to a point where it's a negative trait. Yeah, and then honestly, you're like, I've seen it in this new light too, where it's not even helping. It's not helping the people you're doing it to by people pleasing. Like, you're depriving them of growth and their own experience, and you're kind of like coddling them. It's kind of could be almost belittling. And honestly, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about you getting your needs or your emotional needs met through this other person when you are people pleasing. Obviously though, it's like you're not trying to do it, like it's a nervous system thing. It's like a way to feel okay about yourself. Like you're not like, oh, I'm gonna use this a lot of time, usually you're not like consciously, oh, I'm gonna like use this person to get my emotional needs met and blah blah blah, like but it's a codependent thing. And I've realized, as a society, guys, we be hella codependent. We be very codependent and like relying on people to act and be a certain way for us to like feel okay in a way. I don't know. I just, what I have been seeing a lot out there of what's going on with like cancel culture vibes, with like, this person's not acting proper, or I don't know, just people being affected very, very like personally. There's a difference between like having a personal opinion on a thing and being like, this causes me to feel this way, or I am upset about or like having upset about societal issues and things like that. But then there's like someone actually thinking like, this person needs to be this other way, like they're doing something wrong by being that way. It's like, just don't hang out with them. I don't know. It's just really codependent to me. I'm gonna check in with the chat here, guys. That's what's up. I might have to sub. Past years of my life have been the craziest ever. I respect being open about it. It's not easy. Yeah, it can like open me up for if I'm vulnerable and stuff. It can, like, I have had thoughts about, I have these live streams just like talking about the thing I'm obsessing over, and then I'll feel like it'll just be, it's not serious things. Like in my head it'll be so serious, and I'll be feeling like such a bad person because I don't know, of like, I was just awkward or something. I don't know. And then like laying that out online can pose an opportunity for someone being like, yeah, you are a bad person because like you did this or something. I don't know. That hasn't even happened. Sometimes there's people that give feedback or criticisms or think that I should be maybe being a different way, or maybe that was just one time even too that happened. Like, it's not even really happening, but honestly, yeah, it's like you do open yourself up to that. That's kind of my way of getting over it though. And then a lot of this shit, it's like, oh no, someone's gonna like make fun of me that I ranted about my hairdresser ghosting me or something. Like, oh no, like, I'm so scared that someone might, I don't know, someone was talking about like I shouldn't be putting that on the internet. Like, I don't know, that's like not protecting myself, and I shouldn't really be doing that or saying like every little secret or whatever. Like, I don't say every little secret, but I don't know, even if I did, it's just like, if you don't give a fuck though, it doesn't have any control over you at all. So, but obviously, like, if you do really care what people think, and you put that out there in that state, and then they do say something, and then it does fuck you up because like you were not ready to have that thing be known by other people. I don't know. I'm just here being like, I am just someone that I just like can't surface level. I just have a really hard time surface leveling. So I don't go out in the world a lot of times because I don't want to surface level, but then I don't really want to like really censor myself, but I also don't want to make other people really uncomfortable, or it's like if that's not what they're how they're wanting to socialize, I would just rather not. Um like yeah, and also it's like okay, I'll just be myself and do my thing. If that makes people uncomfortable, so be it. That can maybe be, I don't know, they might realize something within themselves. It's like why it made them so uncomfortable. It is just interesting to me how like other people's vulnerability and openness, or just like being open about what's going on with them and honest and not trying to like hide these things or maybe struggle, like being that open and stuff and real can trigger people because, well, it kind of does make sense. It's like other people aren't, it's oh no, this isn't safe, this is too real now, this is too real, right? But I don't know, I just have a hard time socializing if it's surface. Good. I'm gonna catch up to the chat. Aw, check out the Earth Drama podcast episodes from Alyssa. They haven't put new episodes on a while, but maybe she'll bring it back. Yeah, I do want to bring it back. Um, that's what's up. Okay, I have functioning Asperger's syndrome, autism, learning disability associated with mental health. Okay, I'm sure you would probably know a lot about masking stuff, Mark. That is what I tend to do a lot of times, is like the masking. I think like I've got the ADHD and I'm also neurodivergent. I had looked into autistic, like on the spectrum, certain things, because there's these like things I do or the way I am or quirks that I had a lot of shame or judged myself for, I think, and then I saw it as like a neurodivergent symptom, and then that did kind of help me to let go of that. I have a vlog about those things that I just keep not posting. Like I haven't fully finished editing it, and I don't know, hopefully it'll come out eventually. Okay, I'm behind on the chat. Yeah, people can say whatever they want. I treat myself way worse all the time, no matter what. I'm a good person, but it never does anything good for me. Oh no, it doesn't do anything good for you. It can be tough. For sure. I think the boundaries is a good thing. Yeah, just being like a nice, good person all the times, like you can just get so taken advantage of. So I'm really learning about strong boundaries. Yes, I know what you mean of an empathic to point. It's a negative trait. Okay. I do enjoy students for a major depressive disorder. Well, if it helps, it helps. Never autistic, I don't do drugs, never smoke. Yeah, drugs are very addictive and it's an escape thing. Like, I don't know though. People have done the ayahuasca as like a spiritual thing, but the addictive drugs, unfortunately, it's just, in my opinion, well, yeah, it's an escape. It's and it reinforces the problem. It's like escaping from the emotions and feelings. I feel like a lot of addictions are obviously like avoiding the shittiness that you feel. That's obviously what it is. It's pretty obvious. I watched a video the other day on feeling feelings, feeling feelings, emotions. It was like a Teal Swan video, but we don't know how to feel. We are just like, as a society, we are sometimes like a shove it down and or fix it or just get on with it. Or a lot of people, I think, get freaked out by emotion. Oh, it's bad. Oh no, something's wrong. Even when I talk about anxiety, a lot of times, or sometimes, I don't know how many fucking times, okay, and I don't need to be right about everything. I have a neuroticism about not being completely accurate in what I say, and then being a hypocrite or something, or that I'm lying. I don't know, whatever. It comes from whatever, it's a thing. So people sometimes assume too, for me, like I get a lot of anxiety things, or like I just have a nervous system like that, and I am trying to do a lot more meditation, like bring my baseline of stress kind of down, but that, like, I'm just a very sensitive, my body is very highly, like, way more sensitive, like, in general. I think there's a level of it that, like, I just will always have, like, this more higher sensitivity. But just because I'm having anxiety, like, just because, say, someone virtually doesn't have much anxiety, and say I experience a lot of anxiety or that intensity of emotion. First of all, there's a difference between anxiety with like sucky thoughts and literally just the physiological symptoms of that energy. Like, you can transmute that energy if you don't attach to, or like add meaning to it being wrong. Oh, something's wrong. But it seems like sometimes people think just because I might have like a lot of anxiety come up in my body really often that it's like I must be suffering. And a lot of times, yeah, it's not the most comfortable or fun, but I am reframing it when it comes up. And it's not really that uncomfortable when I fully detach from the thoughts about it and the stories about it. And it's actually like, you can put that energy into something. You can put it into, for me, I like to write songs. And, okay, I'm really burpy. Excuse me. I like to write songs, or you can put that energy into, you can transmute that thing, and it's like a whole different experience, and it's not suffering. But I think in our society, I know that also people are just trying to help people. And, but I feel, it's my personal opinion, I feel like there's just too much emphasis on like fixing it. We need to fix it. We need to suppress things. Like, yes, medications help people, or they lessen the anxiety, but it's, to me, I'm learning to not have to fix the anxiety or like fear it or like get out of it and escape it. I'm learning to try to like transmute that energy, and not, yeah, just, it's like, but I also know the hell of being attached and like having the version of anxiety where it causes you to get very, very depressed. Like it takes over your life and you don't do things because of it. And so my purpose too is to fucking show up. I did a live stream before this one, and I was sweating. I was like sweating a lot, and I'm like, oh, I guess I was feeling shaky and anxious in my body. And honestly, I feel like that was actually my body releasing the energy, like the sweatiness. But normally I would like I would try to stop that from happening. Like, no, this is bad. Oh no, there's something bad. Oh no, my body's freaking out. Like, I think we're scared of, but not happiness, not joy, not other feelings. We like embrace it. It's like, ha ha ha, like laughing doesn't really trigger people. Well, laughing might trigger some people, but we're not like, oh, something's wrong, she's laughing too much. I don't know, for me, I feel like looking at it that way and not trying to stop it from happening so many times, or like judging it from happening so many times, like the more you just allow it to kind of be that and not like try to fix it or stop it from happening so many times, like ironically then the less it does end up kind of happening, kind of, because you're not like, yeah, it does get worse. For me, it got worse. Like, the more I'm like, the more I try to kind of fix or be like, oh, my anxiety is really getting out of control, I really got to do something about this, like, then the more I would have it. I would just have it more and more and more and more and more. Anyways, it's my rant. That's my rant. The anxiety. I don't like when strangers ask me if I'm single or if I'm a virgin or about my sexuality. Very annoying. Ew, that's invasive. Yeah, that That would be really fucking annoying. Those people are annoying as hell. Like, gosh. Like, I'm sorry if that happened to me, I would have like a whole long rant about it, being like, guys, this just happened. It was like, like, why did they do this? Nothing wrong with taking uppers. When you have a low point, you look like you can do a backflip. Can you do a backflip? Being afraid to experience new things that hold us back. She's 31. I'm 30, but it's close enough. Like, I'm going to be 31 this year, but I guess I'm not 31 just yet. Being afraid to experience new things is what holds back. It forces them to look in the mirror. I will not be smoking the crack. Morphe. Never thought I'd find a streamer I could relate with so much so quickly. I usually troll in here, but you know how to speak well and understand things for what they are. Oh my god, too many compliments. I don't want it to get to my head, but thank you. What does neurodivergence mean? I guess like ADHD is considered neurodivergence. Autism is considered neurodivergent. It's having a different. This is just off the cuff for me. I'll probably look up the actual definition because I like to try to be very accurate. But off the cuff thoughts from me about what neurodivergence truly is. It's like a different way of processing things and information and like styles of learning. So non-neurodivergent people, or was it neurotypical? It's a lot of, I think, the way the school system and stuff is structured is compatible with neurotypical people, but neurodivergent people can really struggle with that and that type of like structure, the learning. But I want to look up the actual definition. Define neurodivergent. Okay. Differing in mental or neurological function from what is considered typical and normal, frequently used with reference to autistic spectrum disorders, not neurotypical. So for me, where I'm neurodivergent is a lot of it maybe comes out in my speech style too, and the way that it's just a lot of times it's not really to the point. Like, it's very detail oriented, and I do have like a fine attention to detail. I have a hard time just like ignoring the extra details, or like focusing in on what, I don't know, I just see extra things too. Okay, this is how I'll explain in my experience, like what me interacting with a neurotypical person is sometimes is like everything I fucking add to the convo or whatever, like it's embellished. And the neurotypical people are not, they don't, it's like, okay, move it along, like, I don't know. I feel like when I'm hanging out with my other neurotypical peeps, like I've come to know I feel like, oh, okay, the way me and this friend talk, I think we're both like neurotypical. The way it's like so different from interacting with like a different person with a different brain. We care about the details of the story more, and we'll talk about this, or we'll analyze a topic for quite a while. And other people that maybe aren't as neurotypical, it seems like they're not as maybe into that, or like we just get in the thick of the weeds of all the extra little things. I think neurotypical can just sometimes be a little bit more straightforward, and I feel like there's society needs both brains. Society definitely needs both brains for sure. Like, too many neurodivergent people, like shit's not getting done. And also, okay, if you're flying a fucking fighter jet, some shit, like you don't have the capacity, you don't have the time, you cannot care about the extra shit at all. You're not like, oh, what if this happened and this goes, like, oh, what about that over there, what about like, you're just more simple, maybe just more straight to the point. So I don't know, that's my way to that. felt like explaining it. Okay, I know you guys are trolling. Part of Alyssa's lore is that she's the backflip champion in Canada for 4 years. Is there a references backflip thing? Like, is that like I'm probably am I missing an expression? Yeah, the lore is where it's at. Gotta have the lore. Going to open up here a bit. I've been in my own since 16 and I swear I can't feel anything. I mentally understand all of it, but clearly that's not normal. Don't know how to open up though. Can't feel anything. I guess my little personal opinion or hunch or something would be maybe somehow your feelings could have gotten like suppressed in some way or shut off for protective survival reasons. Could be that. There's also people that just their normal is like, for me, I'm like, what even is normal? Like, I don't know. I have my own version of normal. Like, I stopped trying to be normal. The shit that I experience that's like not normal or other people maybe see or is characterized as like dysfunction, it's like my normal. It's like, oh, that's really normal for me. It makes so much sense, like how my life was lived and what happened, that my body would be having those things or reacting in that way or having those neuroticisms. Like, I'm like, oh, this is actually so normal for me. Like, this is my, it'd be weird for me in my experience if my body like didn't do that. Like it just makes so much sense, right? So it's my question would be like, does it bother you that you don't feel anything, or do you feel judged or self-conscious, or like do you judge yourself for not feeling anything and that you're not normal? Because I feel like there's people that also just I think there's different levels of how much people feel and or sensitivities, right? Like I have a high startle response, for instance, and other people just don't. So it's like, if it's causing a detriment to your life to where, I don't know, like maybe if you don't feel anything at all, like maybe there's ways that you're being taken advantage of for some reason or that, because you're not like having like anger come up when something is like a situation or something. I don't know. If it's not like a detriment to your life, I personally wouldn't worry about it. Like, it's nothing wrong with you. We're all like, there's nothing wrong with any of us. I feel like the issue is us thinking there's something wrong. And then we try to fix that, and then we abandon ourselves. I wonder what the Egyptian took. I want what they want. I don't know what you're talking about. It's suppressed because if I watch certain movies, I can feel sadness, but in real life, there's nothing all the time. Yeah, I think I had actually watched some videos that talked about this. So when I'm having a bit of a thing where I'm like, why is this happening for me? Or like, for me, it's like I feel like I'll be feeling too much sometimes. It'll just be like, I've had kind of the opposite. Actually, no, I've experienced, no, okay. I've had a lot of anger masking hurt for me. So like, I just could not access that feeling. Like that was kind of suppressed. And so spending time alone, I guess, has been helpful for me, and trying to like tune into my body, and like this, it could be a dissociated thing going on in a way, like maybe being dissociated from your body and your feelings and stuff. There's so much stuff on YouTube. Like I am so happy and grateful for YouTube. I discover new people every day, all the time, that just like, I got this girl that I found, she's been doing these energy readings, and it's, whether it's like real or not, I don't give a fuck. I I like to be in the fantastical stuff too. Like, she's doing these energy readings and it just relates so much to my life. And as soon as it's not resonating anymore, it's like, okay, I'm not going to just like force it to fit or believe whatever. But like, I just be browsing. My algorithm's so different now because I have been being more self-empowered, that now it's just like positive shit and these people saying, like, don't dim your light, don't dim your light. So anyways, what I was going to say is I would just research if it was making content about that. Because I swear I saw something the other day, can't remember exactly what video or whatever, but I research and then I find terms for it. That's how I discovered I had OCD, because I was like searching about stuff or anxiety or like the intrusive thoughts that I was having and being tormented by, like came up, and I was like, oh, this is OCD, whatever. And then it was nice that I had that label. So then I could like search for more people, like how to deal with might be yeah, it's how I realized, I had a like anxious attachment style, although I think I have fearful avoidant now. Like I started off full anxious attached and then I don't know, I'm like fearful avoidant. I don't know. And then yeah, there's probably a term maybe for like emotional suppression, whatever, like find if you can find the theme and then you can just like research it out of it. ChatGPT, love it for this stuff, guys. Love ChatGPT. ChatGPT's been helping me with all my plant issues, with my toenail fungus, predicament, and like remedies. And then I don't know, it's surprised because watch certain movies can feel silence, real life there's nothing all the time. Want to put a band-aid on everything, not look for root cause or permanent solutions. Yeah, the band-aid stuff, sometimes I get to, people are like, it's really hard to like go through the not putting the band-aid on. And I feel lucky that like I had I do feel like I can't compare myself at all to other people, because there's people that have just been like through different types of traumas than me, that I feel like I would not fucking know how to live in my body or live life and like not yeah, so I don't have any judgment or like about people that use things to like, yeah, I have, well, my partner has definitely okay, he's talked about on the internet, he's okay with me saying like he's dealt with alcoholism stuff, and well, he has like this chronic nausea issue, which sounds just absolutely horrible, chronic like constant nausea. And so like I have a totally different experience than him, and so it's like, yeah, I can sit here and be like, yeah, I chose to not, like I chose to try to really like get to that root cause and not like rely on other things. But at the same time, they didn't work for me. Like I went on antidepressant and I ended up in the psych ward because of the side effects. So it also just didn't work for it. Just like, if it worked so well, I probably would be on it. Okay. I probably, if it was really just fixing my whole life, I'd probably still be on that shit. So anxiety's created pressures of the mind. Yeah, it's like perception. I also, I feel like if you're confident, I feel like confidence is just an antidote for anxiety. Like one day I just didn't have any anxiety driving, but I was feeling just so confident about myself in general, and I was just like, whoa, I'm not getting like a jolt of panic when someone's like racing to a stop sign and stuff. Like, honestly, it's trust, guys. My not trusting people comes out in driving. It can almost seem silly how you can relate pretty like deep things and traumas to everyday life and little types of situations. But honestly, I feel like my lack of trust in people, like not trusting people, that's what caused me to have a lot of anxiety driving, because I don't trust people to stop. Like I don't. I don't. I the other day I was like, we're gonna trust this. Just like let go, have faith in the universe, just trust. Like, I'll be trying to control everything with my mind, I guess. It doesn't even help. It's like either way, I guess I do things that cause this probably will actually cause an accident, ironically. Like when I'm not supposed to slow down, like I slow down a little bit just to like make sure probably, and then like that could cause an accident. Who is your role model? So I really have been vibing with Eckhart Tolle lately, and I think it might be pronounced Toll because I've been hearing people mention him in videos I've been watching, and I like Tolle better. I'm sorry, I like Tolle better if his last name's Toll. Tolle just has like a like Tolle, 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 like it's just more fun. So anyways, I like Eckhart Tolle. It's the one that comes to mind. I've listened to this lady, her name's Jessa Reed, and I can't vibe too much with the like the good vibes only crowd, and the, like the love and light, the I get creeped out by new age spiritualism too, because it's a lot of it has been hijacked by like people who have they haven't integrated their shadow side stuff, and like too much ego mixed with spiritual teacher, and then you just get like mild cult leader sometimes. So no, it's just the backflip thing is something random that happens in this stream. I have too much anxiety to attempt a backflip. I have done a front flip on a trampoline, and I was very impressed by the kids that would just do the backflips. So that's me and the trusting. Not enough trust in myself, in the trampoline, in the wind to do a backflip and not like break my back in half. So I did not ever attempt. Are you in a padded room in a hospital gown? Does this look padded? There's a door. I'm trapped. What if the only way I'd be trapped in here, it'd be, I could be trapped in here. I could be so trapped by my own mind in here. And that's like the creepiest type of imprisonment is self-imprisonment, and like the door's there, you could open it, but you can't. It reminds me of, there's a story about a bird in a cage. Didn't the bird keep saying like, freedom, freedom, free? What's the bird in the cage story? And then it's basically about a traumatized bird that doesn't believe that it can be free, and then the cage gets opened and the bird is like sitting in its cage still being like freedom, free, I want to be free, and then it's like just fly out, but it doesn't believe that it can be, I guess. Okay, I gotta try to keep up with the chats, so I'm not reading everything so delayed. Do you consider everyone to have what I call bare normal, but society tries to normalize everything a universal standard? Yes, and it's annoying. I'm here to fucking defy the social norms. You talk like I do, lol. I branch off too much. Everyone I speak with hates it. Yeah. So my way of dealing is, because I've had a thing about like, I don't want to conform for people anymore, or I don't want to be masking to, but I do. There's a way that I can like not do my neurodivergent thing when the neurotypicals get annoyed. There's a way I can do that still without abandoning myself. It's like personal choice, because it's like, it's not enjoyable for me when they don't want to talk that way or enjoy it. Like the funnest conversations I've had is when my friend and I are like telling a story and we get into the details and we say it in that way. And so if I'm doing that and then they're just not, given that energy back, or like, I will ask them a lot of questions too. I'll be like, so, and they might get annoyed. So I'll be like asking extra questions. Just, I'm so curious too. And if they're not even that much into it, it's not even enjoyable for me. So now I see it as like, okay, I'm not just conforming because I'm not good enough and I have to conform for these people because like I'm weird, not normal. I see it as this personal choice, as just, it's like, oh, I'd rather have this conversation with a different person. I'd rather, you know, interact in that way with someone else. It's like the same as how if someone cannot emotionally validate at all and they're just gonna like make you feel worse when you confide in them, it's like, oh, I'm not gonna tell that person my problems. It's like an active choice. Instead of I've had this, instead of having like victim mentality too, and being like, this person was not, they were being this way about it. Like I have really learned to accept who people are, and also, and be like, okay, that's fine, that like I'm the one choosing to confide in them. And it's like knowing this info of there's nothing wrong with me, when I thought it was me and I just, my problem was annoying or whatever, and it like believed that poopy story, like then I would keep trying to confide into those people that just like did not have the ability to validate feelings at all. And so, and they would maybe get stressed out about my stuff, like they maybe felt like I was trying to get them to fix it, or they felt like pressure, like they had their own fucking shit going on, or trauma responses probably, or something, where it was like overwhelming for them to hear, even if that was not my intention, even if I was just like venting a little bit, or just even just telling them the info. Now I like learning this stuff too. There's sometimes I might say a bit of something going on in my life that's a struggle, but I'll be like, oh, I'm good though, I'll be okay, like I can handle, I know what to do. Because even when I've just told something, I think there's times when someone's like, they do really feel this pressure to fix it. It's like they think that I'm maybe like need that from them, and it's not. And anyways, we're on a tangent, but yeah, I don't know how we got there. Oh yeah, it's like interacting with the people. Yeah, so now I just choose, now I like to try and observe, and that's fun. So I just like have my own little extra embellishments going on in my head, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, you know. And I just like, I don't know, I try to I have fun that way. I have fun that way. So, but yeah, if my brain has not been stimulated and I've not interacted, and I get in an interaction with a neurotypical person, as hard as I try to like not talk in the style that I would prefer, but that they will not do with me, like I still sometimes, like I really can't help it. I just will tend to go into that sometimes, and it's, yeah, and it's also, I'm not speaking on behalf of all neurotypical people. Like I think I've had friends that seem to be, they are neurotypical, and they just don't even say much, and they are very entertained by my topic providing to the convo. Like they're happy to just kind of listen more and not add too much, or to be asked a lot of questions, because I will just like pick at their brains. So it's not everyone, but oh shoot, you remember put live chat? Forgot to remind you. Yeah, I did put all chat, and I hope sometimes if I have to reopen the window, it switches, but no, we're just behind. We just behind. Yeah. We very behind. Not having feelings can be a sign of autism or Asperger's syndrome. Yeah, ironically though, there are people that autism, like they've said that it's feeling too much, that it just appears on the outside like they don't have feelings or they don't care, but it's like overwhelming, like too much, that they can't like mask, or where are we? Something about problem is when diagnosed. I would just recommend looking into that stuff. I relate to a lot of the autism stuff, and just YouTubers and that, and like just validating, just being that way, like living life. It was like, oh, I just feel understood now. So it is annoying if there's like certain resources and stuff you could get, and if you need a diagnosis for that you have to pay the thousands of dollars to get that diagnosis. But for me, I if I have it or whatever, it's not going to make a difference whether I'm like formally diagnosed or not, I guess. So yeah, and don't like just, you don't have to feel like, unless you have it or know like the proper diagnosis, like you can just delve into all that content, and if it speaks to you, you know, I resonate with stuff from all different things. Like I read a book, it's called Sociopath, a Memoir, and there were certain things in there that I pretty sure that like I could relate to, or it was interesting to me. Like I was interested in it, even like just the fact that she was like very misunderstood, or she had to kind of like do her own digging into what was going on with her. Like there was a lot about that book and what she experienced, this person that is a sociopath. There was a lot that I related to, even though, so yeah, it's like, and I do feel like the spectrum stuff, the autism, now that's called a spectrum, is because there is this, it isn't just a black and white thing. Like, oh, you have to fit all these exact criteria, and then if you don't have that thing at all. And it just, it helps to, there's a lot of people, myself included, like I feel like I have been a certain way, my brain's been a certain way, and then I have masked so hard that it became like, I don't know, I'm like uncovering what I normally would do or act or how I would be, and a lot of that stuff is things that are, some of it's like also autistic traits, it's like ADHD things, it's, or just neurodivergence in general. Now it's like nice that we have a word that just encompasses all of it, because eventually I think it's just like the category will just become more broad, and whatever, the more people stop masking and realize like, oh, I've actually been this other way my whole life. It's just to like get to do society, to just, yeah, to adult, or to like get through life, I've had to suppress all those natural ways of myself. So there's people that are like acting in ways that are like against sort of their true nature, but maybe they're having like certain things, they're maybe just exhausted all the time, or there's just a lot of very high masking people. And it's, I think society, culture is changing to where these other ways of being are being more accepted, and it's not just, I think it's not gonna be that long till it's like we won't have as much of that like decided upon normal that we had, that was very distinct, that like I guess most people fit into, right? Like it's already changing a lot. I'm so behind. I need to show this recording to my therapist, be like, yeah, this is me. She just knows how to word it. Funny part is I'm usually that person who can say the things people feel but can't word them. Me? Are you saying I know how to word it? Fuck, dude, I swear, I did a live before this. I feel like I could not talk properly as much during that live. I didn't have the words. There's times that I do a live, and then there's this one simple way of explaining a thing or putting it, and then I say just a bunch of jumble of words that is a lot. And then after I have this thought after the live, and I'm like, oh, there was this one word, there's this one definition that just like succinctly, I don't know, I just make it more complicated than it is a lot of the time. I make it more complicated than it is. I've worked with ChatGPT actually. I've used ChatGPT as a therapist. I've also got it to do an autism test with me, so you can do that if that's what you feel called to do. That's an option to, I don't know, for me it's just validating when I'm really feeling this way and it's making a lot of sense, and then it is just helpful to have like at least just one external validation where it's like, hey, ChatGPT, can you analyze my speech patterns, or can I do this like autism test or whatever. And then I guess Sean, my partner, put my whole transcript into a smarter AI called Claude and got Claude to analyze. It took into account my speech patterns and everything while answering the quiz and the way that I was like having trouble with questions. And then he said, "Can you analyze it? And, you know, do you think she has autism or something like that, or on the spectrum?" And then he ended up telling it like in a blunt way, say it, because it was still just like sugarcoating everything in a way. And it was like, you know, these patterns she does like congruent with autism, like this, the way that this, or the way she was having trouble with it, like congruent, whatever. I don't know. But it's like, I also gotta know, I feel like there's gatekeeping too. Like, I don't want to, it's hard because like I don't have the formal diagnosis at all, but I relate to all the things and I experience all of the things. But then people get upset if like I don't want to, I'm not ever trying to speak about it as someone with a formal diagnosis because I don't, but aren't I allowed to speak on it about someone who doesn't have a formal diagnosis but like relates to so many of the things and symptoms? And then because I also don't want it to have to be this like fucking club or in group too. It's just the way I just put it in a nutshell is, oh, I feel like an alien. Autism came up because I was just like feeling like an alien and didn't know what to do. Like I was just typing into Google. I was looking for help with feeling like an alien. And then that's when like this autism stuff came up, and then I like went down that rabbit hole, and then I'm like, oh, well, this helps. So I'm going to go with it, you know? Gonna go with it. Self-validation is everything to me, honestly. It's it can be hard to self-validate, but you just earned a new subscriber. Oh my god, it takes balls to open up like that. Oh, thank you. Looking forward to see where your experience takes you. It's interesting to hearing you while working on my homopolar motor. Well, thanks for the sub, and I'm glad that this was enjoyable in some way or helpful. I am looking up what a but okay, didn't mean to say homo. Homopolar motor. I don't know what that is. I must find out. It's a direct current electric motor with 2 magnetic poles. Ooh. You are very crafty and clever. I don't even fucking know what that word is. And you be making something like a battery with wires. That's what's coming up. So that's a cool thing to be doing. I just be sitting here rambling, and someone is constructing like an electrical magnetic field of some sort, something electrical. Sorry if English is bad. Cheers from Mexico. Cheers. Cheers. Hi, saludos. I think that is like hello. Salut in French means hello, so saludos. Deste Chile. Precious a woman. So true. You actually get it. I never thought I'd find someone who understands my issues. Oh my god. Well, that warms my heart, and I'm there with you, because I honestly just be chilling. Like, I just be secluded. I be secluded, and then it's just fun to find fellow like people who get it, right? Like the people that get it, they get it, and the people that don't think I'm on crack. And that's okay. It's okay. It's actually fun to me now. It's like I'm fully embracing that, dude. Like, I actually am having just more of an acceptance, and I feel like what I am meant to do is like bring that energy to the world in a certain way of like accepting my shit that I've had the shame about, or like I'm meant to just have it out in the open, because I think there's been a lot of progress. Obviously, there's been progress, like being open about mental health or talking about issues, but this could just be my ego. But I feel like there's still, the ways that it's like done is like curated still in a type of a way, kind of, or it's like, I don't know, it's done in a way that like, I don't know, I just felt, I just, I guess one day I just felt called to, I don't know, like fucking say my ruminations online and like talk about it. And yeah, I've been more chill in this live and like connected to my body, but something that I do try to do during the lives is like say the inner dialogue out loud at times. So someone will say something or someone will happen. Oh, I guess I had done that earlier in the other live I did, but and I'll be like, okay, now I'm having this fear right now of like them thinking this thing of me, or yeah, it's still hard to like, it's still hard sometimes to fully put that out there because I'm judging it or worried about people. Yeah, I'll have a lot of stress about reacting in the right way. Like I'm trying to just let that go, trying to let that go. But I've had stress about just the way I am, and I will process things slower because I will have a certain level of anxiety that I can't be present or know what people meant by what they said, but I will pretend I did instead of just being honest, being like, oh my god, okay, I'm like anxious, like I'm scared of misinterpreting even what they said. I don't know, yeah, it's sometimes, yeah, it's hard. You feel really exposed on the internet. It's like, oh, I'm gonna say a wrong thing. Well, I do get intrusive thoughts. Like, I have OCD stuff. I get intrusive thoughts about just, like, doing the most fucked up shit. Like, when things are going well, especially when things are going well, my brain's just like, what could happen to mess this up? And it's like, I don't know if you, it's like, it's the type of nature of intrusive thoughts where, has anyone, you go to a play and you're in the audience and then you have these thoughts of you like going on stage, just totally embarrassing yourself like a lunatic, like going on stage or like taking the mic and I guess pulling a Kanye West with the Taylor Swift scenario. Uh, like, yeah, I've had stuff like that happen, and I think a lot of that's caused by not having inner trust and paranoia about, I don't know, my own self, that, or just being scared of my thoughts like that, just because I have a thought that it means something or it has this like, it's like, oh no, why did I think that? I don't know, honestly, I got a lot of stress about my like thoughts in that, or always trying to have like perfect pure thoughts. I got a lot of that from Christianity. Like I grew up in that, and definitely not part of that anymore. But I vibe with Jesus. I be vibing with Jesus, but I think the people got the wrong message of what he was sort of trying to say. But anyways, yeah, I get like paranoia and shit. And a comedian I really like is Jordan Jensen. She talks about intrusive thoughts and OCD and stuff like that. I think that's how you spell it. I really like her. What color should I dye my hair? I'm sorry, that's a loaded question, because if it was me, if I was like trying to give my best suggestion, it would be like it like skin tone could play a part, because like for me, I think I have like a bit of olive skin. I'm half Greek, so I learned I was green, and it changed everything, because it was like, why do I look just horrible in this color? And I didn't know at all I could have olive skin because I'm more pale. But yeah, it doesn't, whatever, translate. So anyways, hair color, I feel like it's like whatever you want though is like the vibe. Like if you want to dye your hair bright fucking green, by all means. But if I were to give my personal opinion suggestion, if you're like, what color should I dye my hair? I'd look into color wheels stuff, right? Or tones that can complement your skin tone. And then there's something to take in consideration too, because, well, I've had an obsession that comes and goes of bleaching my hair. It's just gonna destroy my hair, but I've always just like wanted to try and go blonde without my hair falling out once in my life, because I tried one time and my hair fell out and then I had to shave it off, and then, you know, that was an interesting time. So, like, they say it can wash you out too, like, for me, also because I have lighter skin, I guess. Like, if I had really, really light hair as well, like, and I didn't wear any makeup, which I don't really ever do, it's like, it could be giving a different, like, it could just, like, it could make my face look more, it could maybe exacerbate the, like, bags under my eyes almost, in a way. Like, I don't know, anything dark on my face might stand out more. My hair was, like, so light. So, sorry, so you're not gonna get a simple answer from me. Sorry, I'm neurodivergent. You're not gonna get a simple, you're gonna get a fucking, like, word essay, a word novel. You're gonna get, like, a 10-part fucking series on my suggestion of what color to color your hair. So, yeah, I guess what I'm saying with the blonde is it can wash you out depending. And so if you tend not to wear makeup and you have, like, this really, really bright blonde hair, it might make you look even more washed out or something. Like, I don't know, there's, like, a whole fucking thing of the hair stuff, okay? But then really dark, like, black hair could make you also, yeah, it can bring out maybe different, I don't know. Okay, now I'm, like, judging how long that was and all my details, and to be completely honest and vulnerable, guys, because that's what I do on my channel, I was, like, having worries that I was, like, offending people, or honestly, in this day and age of, like, cancellation, all that, like, I did have stress about just, like, bringing up skin tone because of the whole, there's just a lot of, like, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff with, like, the racism and stuff like that, and that, like, I know that it's not racist at all, but it's like there's people that stretch things, and then I don't know, I just, like, now I'm, like, scared of saying anything that's, like, related to someone's skin tone, but it's like, I'm sorry, there are certain hair colors that complement certain skin tones. Like, I have stress, like, I'm just like, this is the cancel culture stuff, just, it, like, I have already had such a people pleasing, like, extremely worried to offend someone about a thing way about me, and then, like, also if I said one thing or, like, was awkward in one way, I'll, like, discount my entire character based on that one thing, and that happening in society at times can just be very triggering to me in a way where it's like, I could just say one thing one day and they would be like, she's the worst and horrible. Like, it just doesn't help the intrusive thoughts. I'm sorry. It's kind of like, it makes them more realistic at times, but I have to just, like, let that shit go. But, oh, sorry, I'm so late on Nightman. Head in, tell Sean he killed the beanie look. Yes, Sean does, he does look good in a beanie. Tell Brofester23 said hello. Good stream. Thanks. Her hairstyle is cute. Have a good one, Nightman. I'm 100% following every single thing you say. It resonates to my core. It might just be my overactive mind, but everything you're saying is kind of like weight off my shoulders. I feel normal, but okay. Well, I feel better. Because it is, like, stressful. It's like, actually, you know how I really, okay, let me keep up with the chat first. I be vibing with Jesus. Is you okay? You look like you're gonna cry, girl. Don't do it. Don't go blonde. I did it on my dreadlocks once and they all fell out. LOL. To rip. Do you ever go back and forth with yourself? For example, one moment you're okay with yourself and the next you get anxiety over the way you just were. Weird question. No, not weird at all. Dude, that's my fucking life. That's, yeah, it's surprised it's been this long and I haven't mentioned narcissistic abuse yet, because it's a lot of what I talk about. Like, so for me, that's where a lot of my stuff came from. Okay, I did end up realizing and was able to validate myself in the ways that there was a specific person that like had narcissistic traits and was emotionally, unfortunately, like emotionally abusive in ways and stuff like that. And so as a result, I took on certain beliefs about myself, and then I started to treat myself the way that they were treating me. So like I was fine to them one day, and then I could say something. I felt like I could say the same joke one day, and then another day, it was like, how could you say that? That was it. And I just was told like things about myself that it wasn't true. Like the things that they were doing, it seemed like they were saying that that was what I was doing. And so, and like I was just feel like I wasn't treated like a human. It was like they personalized like how I was. They just didn't really want me to be myself because it triggered them, I guess. So the whole like, yeah, I was just sort of raised uh like, at least like with that person, it was like I was raised like not with emotional safety, that like if I did kind of fuck up one day, which I can't even fully remember. I guess I remember one time like dropping a plate of lasagna and just getting like verbally berated for that. Like it just, my character got brought into it so much that like this action is you. It's when, okay, this is where if we tell kids to something like, there's a difference between separating the child from the action instead of going like, you are bad, you are a bad girl, or you're a good girl, you're a bad girl. That is can cause issues for the person. I think like their sense of like, then they attribute that thing to like, now I'm a bad person if I do this thing. So I took on this personality and traits of like completely attaching to things that I did, that like if I don't know, made a mistake or something, that I'm a bad person. It became a sense of worth too type of thing, I guess. Like, so that's that spiel. And I'll have black and white thinking. I was actually diagnosed with borderline personality disorder in like 2015. And so I've had a lot of those symptoms, and there's something called black and white thinking. There's what is it called? Is it like that's a rip. What does that mean? A rest in peace or a rip? I never turn a bell notification on. You just make me break that. Oh no, no, I have pressure now. I've had YouTube for at least 10 years now. Should be streaming. Glad I found you. Well, I'm glad. I though feel okay. I get an immediate fear of letting people down too, or like, okay, this is my own shit that I turn too much at times. I go placate mode too, where it's like, or just pressure, or I feel like, oh no, I just so like get people pleasing at times too. So it's like, this is a disclaimer, this channel is like fucking, I don't have structure, I don't have regular posts. Maybe I'll eventually get to that eventually at some point, but it's like, I cannot keep any I'm not even saying that you're doing any like that there's promises for me to keep, whatever. This is my own shit, doing it to my own self. But I guess I just feel the need to be like, don't count on me. I'm sorry, but don't count on me. I disappear. Like I just had a disappearance. I just had a disappearance, and I kind of reappeared. But I'm sorry, I might disappear. It's cool, you're vibing so far, but this is spotlight syndrome stuff. You're good. Just do what you're doing. Be here. That's perfect. Oh, let's be on fire. Yeah, honestly, okay, here's a thought right now that I'm having, honestly. It's like, oh no, this person is going to find out something I did or talked about on my channel, or like a certain opinion I had, or if I talked about like politics and they like their opinion differs from mine or something, and then they're like, gonna be like, oh, I didn't know she was this type of person, and that like I'm gonna get abandoned or something. Like that's my fear too. That's my fear. And I'm someone that I do just want unity in the world, but I also feel like I get to have my own personal thoughts or opinion on things, and it's like someone can have the opposite opinion. Like I still want to be able to hang out. Like I want to let other people think how they think and have their own opinion as well. Like I don't want to be trying to control theirs or being like, you should think this way at all. Like I really want to catch myself if I'm doing that. It's like in the past I have been annoying at times, I think, with like really wanting someone to at least accept, like there are people that like didn't fucking let me talk. Like they're throwing out labels or I don't know, getting all triggered. But then there's times that I've been like really extra pushy, I think, with like being like, oh, it's so frustrating though, like you like, oh, blah 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 blah, and then like trying to get people to care about the things that I'm like consumed by at that time or cared about. And then I reflect back now and then I'm like cringing at myself. I'm like, God, I was fucking intense. Like chill. Like now I'm like trying to detach so hard too from world shit and the politics, although I like to like delve in. It's not that deep for me, it's not that serious. So it's like, yeah, we can agree to disagree. Sadly, most don't do that. Nah, okay, let's be unfair. Yeah, I just worry in this day and age because there are people that there's people that like take your opinion or your, I don't know, like as a personal attack or something. Like there's people, yeah, and it's like they can do their thing. But it's like, I will mean no harm to the, I don't know, it's just like sad that like they feel personally attacked by, I don't know, my opinion, or if I don't like hate a certain person that everyone else sort of hates, or the consensus is like, this person is just like always all bad and completely what, like, I don't know, I just live in the nuance of everything, kind of. I just try to understand people and why they do what they do and try not to get like sucked into any side of anything or extreme. Yeah, so I don't know, that's that, but screw them. Yeah, I'm here not caring what people think, trying to, yeah, I'm stepping into that. And okay, I have been getting, so I don't think I'm meant to be understood as well. Like the people that vibe with the stuff that's like cool and that but also I feel like I'm meant to really just try and be who I am, just authentic, whether people love it or hate it or don't give a shit or feeling different, whatever the fuck they feel. I feel like that's not, it's like hard to stay centered though sometimes in that, or like I'm really stepping into that energy, but it's hard when people do get triggered, like by me just being me or saying what I feel, and then I do want to hold back and not, you know, and just like censor and stuff. But I don't think, I think I'm meant to be misunderstood by a lot of people in ways by just being myself. And but it's hard getting that reaction because yeah, it just like in the past, at least, like we're turning a new leaf, but in the past having like a negative reaction, I immediately go like, oh, I did something wrong, I had to have done something wrong for this to happen, right? So every day I feel my mind slipping further and further away from my body as it enters a cycle of every possible event. I have become a slave to my own insanity. I once had power and now I am nothing. Oh man, that sounds like a lot. I can relate to the thinking of every possibility of the thing, like being ungrounded. Like that's what helped me is the time alone. Like it's just annoying when you get triggered by your own thoughts though, right? It's annoying when you get triggered by your own thoughts. It's like, okay, let's meditate. Let's not be consuming our brain with like content 24/7 and then, you know, getting overwhelmed by all the things and stuff happening in the world, whatever, like just being just always in other people's perspectives and opinions. It's like, let's be with our own, and then you're with your own thoughts, and like you're sometimes then yeah, thinking of like all the different things, and it just for me, it's hard to trust, but for me, it's been a game changer to like I've been trying to trust in the universe, especially, and let go of this. I have been trying to step into the abundance mindset kind of thing, because like I'm trying to just like be me and be authentic. Um, but then there's been times where I do something and then I focus too much on the views, or like, yeah, I do something and then I look at the views and then like have that be a part of why, or that I shouldn't be doing that thing. Like yeah, I've been trying to, I haven't actually looked at views. Like I'm trying to detach. So I haven't been answering comments, like actual comments after the video. So sorry, I had to just like not feel bad, because I would literally feel bad about like not answering people's comments, but I have to do what's right, because like I get so sucked into then not trusting the process or myself, and it's like it's hard to though just have blind trust and be like, yeah, no, it's okay, that's not gonna happen. I guess it's also like it helps accepting if something might happen, instead of trying to like avoid it ever happening or controlling it. And I honestly feel like it's usually always worse in our heads. Like we do experience it when it's in our head, we like our body experiences it or something. I heard something about like not knowing, your brain not knowing that, like it's, I don't know, some of the like a lot of the things we fear just they won't really happen. But then the ones that it's like, oh no, oh no, oh no, what would I do if this like, oh, if this horrible thing happened? I feel like there's times where like that thing does actually happen and it was like way worse in your head than when it actually kind of happened. So for me, when I'm getting those constant like in the future, basically just not present, I have been just like working on it's very fucking annoying when your brain's so used to like not ever living in the present, and it's just like, oh, rumination, ooh, thought, oh, like, oh, and then like, oh, stressful response in my body. And then like a million fucking times a day you're like, oh, it's happening, okay, thought, bring it back to the body, okay, thought, happen. And then and then there's days where it's not even a negative thing, but it's like Merrick Reed's Criminal, the song, is like literally, it was actually making me go a little bit crazy. Like, love the song. It's called Criminal by this artist called Merrick Reed. But I was trying to meditate and that fucking song would not. It was like, oh, but like I didn't have like a millisecond, I swear, at this week that I discovered that song, the new song came out. I didn't have like reprieve from it. Like I couldn't escape it. It just, I had to kind of just let it be there and try to keep tuning into my body, even though it was just like constant. But the more you create a new habit of like every time your head goes into the future and all the things, like you can only do so much too to like reassure yourself or validate like, no, that's not gonna happen, or it's gonna be okay if it were to happen, blah, blah, blah. Like I have, for me, there's a few mantras I do kind of, or labeling thoughts that I like label, like, oh, OCD thought, don't need to pay attention. But other than that, honestly, for me, it has never, like other than those few things, like it does not it gets solved at all in my head. Like it never helps to try to solve it in my head. If I just try to get fully present in my body in this moment, and then create a new habit of that, like you'll go in your head again over and over, like if that's your way of being. But if you are able to truly get present, it can take a lot of time. Like you might have a millisecond of it. You might spend a day like not distracting yourself, but you're still never present, and you have this like constant tension and like you're like holding your breath. Like that's me a lot of the time sometimes. But eventually like it'll get easier. You'll get more time, and like when you get to like truly present state, even if it's just for a second, you are not experiencing that thing at all, that future thing, that like, oh no, these the things that could happen, and thinking of like the scenarios of the things happening. Like when you're in thought like that, then you're experiencing, your body's experiencing it. And so for me, the method has been just simply to like try to get my body present and grounded and present, and like try to stop that the continuous habit of the thing. And I've been listening to Eckhart Tolle when I've been doing that, because okay, I'm gonna catch up in the chat for a sec, but 1 second. I talked in one of the live streams about how a lot of the meditation music was too stressful for me and creepy. So I kind of rediscovered Eckhart Tolle meditations, and it's because I like guided meditations. I've been doing a little bit of mindfulness stuff without anything, but I do, because my mind is very, very active, it does help for me to do a guided meditation. And Eckhart Tolle, I'll write it out, does not, luckily, it's so hard to find a freaking guided meditation, I feel, that it doesn't have the creepy ambient music that, for me, I realized is actually ungrounding. And I used to try to force myself to be okay. I used to just keep turning it back into, there's something wrong with me, like, and I need to be okay. Like, what's wrong with me that, like, this is supposed to be the most peaceful, calming music? So I have to push myself to just do it. And then I just never fucking meditated. Like, why? You're not gonna do something that's just more distressing to do. You're not gonna, like, when you're trying to do something for your stress, you're not gonna do something that's like giving you more stress. So I've been trying with a lot of different things in my life to make it easier. It's like, how could I make this thing something comfortable for me that I want to do? So, and caring about myself, like having, not just being mean emotion, like I call it, it's like self-emotional abuse when you're doing certain thought patterns or having all these like criticisms or judgments. When I stopped doing that, I was able to realize, oh, this is how I need to do it. Like, this works for me. I stopped comparing myself to other people. And, you know, back in the day, I thought I needed to be astral traveling to be spiritual. Hell no. Hell no. Like, I gotta be we need to be like cemented to the fucking ground. This is what I just have been doing lately. It just came to me. I didn't really intend to, but when I feel the ungroundedness or just like anxiety, or I've been working on trust and inner trust, or in general, like trust in the universe too. Like, I've been like imagining like tree roots coming out of the ground and like holding me in a little, I guess, cocoony thing, like just like being supported. And then when I'm walking, sometimes I'll just like imagine my feet going down into the earth, like tree roots down. So yeah, I don't need to be astral traveling. I don't need to be doing ayahuasca. That's actually like, could be something that's very helpful for someone that just like changes their whole life and they have this like spiritual awakening, could actually be the worst thing for a different person. So I finally learned that. And I stopped making shit worse for myself. So, yep. You're not alone, Alexander. Yes, knowledge can liberate you or imprison you depending on how it's used. I'm currently a prisoner myself. In an attempt to control the minds of those around me, I've lost control of my own mind. I reached too close to the sun and burnt my wings. Now I see things that aren't truly there, and I am watched. Well, it seems, Alexander, it seems that you have a lot of awareness, which is so helpful. And that's huge. There's people that just like don't ever get to actually kind of being aware, self-aware. So I think you're doing awesome. I think my problem is I can't shut off my mind to even attempt meditation. It goes too fast. The only meditation I've ever experienced is when I play my guitar. Ooh, yeah, music is is definitely, music's something that helps me be mindful for sure. The focus it takes and the peace it takes. Yeah, also like sitting meditation, it just like ain't it for everyone either. I prefer walking, I think. I've done a little bit more of, well, I'll be like in the bath. Um, and I try to shut off all my entertainment and just sit for a sec with my thoughts. But a lot of my like meditating too lately, um, it's just, it's not, it's, I will still be having a lot of thoughts and stuff, but I was like designing my room in my head the other day, like really thinking about how I wanted to decorate it, and I was just not even giving myself the space to think those things because I was distracting myself. So sometimes I do think, okay, this is what happens too, is it's like eventually when you process things and thoughts and emotions, like you probably get to a point where you have less thought, and then you like tune into that like that conscious just space, and you're just like being present and not really having as many thoughts. But to even get there, there's so much that has not been able to come up, like if you haven't been giving the time to kind of watch your thoughts or just be present and not distracting or trying to like avoid. Distracting by means, like for me it'd be consuming content, listening to podcasts, and it's, you know, just doing too much of that, like not allowing enough time to also process my own feelings and stuff, like losing myself in it. So when you spend more time, I feel, actually I've heard this too, is people say it might seem like your thoughts gets, well, they can, it just like it gets even more, or it gets, you feel worse because now you're not numbing it, right? So it's like you're still meditating when you're just sitting there and observing your thoughts, and but it can be distressing if you get attached or consumed by your thoughts. For me, I had to for me meditating was like emotional abuse, because I had different beliefs, and I did a lot of research, and I had mentioned this stuff about like the narcissistic abuse stuff, and like taking certain like emotional manipulations or abuse in my past. Like I had formed these beliefs after those things like happening that were just ingrained in me. And then when I would meditate, it just like I would just not be, I don't know, icky stuff would come up. I get like, I don't know, I just like couldn't detach from these thoughts, like, oh, you did that one thing, and like I would judge myself as, I guess, like a bad person, or I would just like feel shame and feel guilt and just like keep feeling all that stuff. There's also a way to like just feel that thing and not resist it, and not, and like let go of the story of it, and then like let that emotion express and let go. But I just wasn't able to really do that until it was just like too distressing, because I just like stayed in my head about the story about myself, and just get OCD and be like, oh no, well I did this, so then that's okay. And then it was just like this battle of whether I'm a good person or not, because like genuinely inside, I guess I believed I wasn't a good person, or I very like doubted it. So I did a lot of research on emotional immaturity or like narcissistic traits, and because I had these beliefs that I was like, I had a bit of like an enmeshed family vibe. A certain side of my family was kind of like had these certain beliefs, or like codependency, like enmeshed things kind of going on, and like the guilt trips that would happen. I was feeling very obligated with certain parts of the relationship, and like guilt, and like I had these beliefs, like I actually thought I'm not being a good, say, daughter or whatever, person or something, like for, I don't know, making I just like boundaries were not a thing really. Like I didn't even know I could make certain boundaries. Like I was kind of in my own, I was entrapped in a thing that like it wasn't even an option to like not engage, I think, and not like to, and to like protect myself, or to not just do what this person wanted, or yeah, I don't know. There's like a lot that I had to learn. And then I started to have different beliefs where it was like, oh, that's like, I do deserve to have boundaries, or that's not being a asshole or a bad person or mean, or like, I just felt like I had to make a certain person feel okay, and I had to like avoid them ever being mad at me because it would mean that I was mean to them or bad, or I don't know. Yeah, I just like stopped. I realized also the patterns, and then I realized the way that I was engaging in it. Like, there was a lot. It was a lot of, I was doing the thing. Like, I was allowing myself to be treated the way that I was, maybe like I was not, it's people pleasing and shit. So, but I would feel like so bad to care about myself at times, but then because I had different beliefs, I was able to be like, oh, I know this is not a bad person thing at all. Like, all these people are saying this is the healthy thing to do. So I was feeling these intense feelings still, but and like I still do. This isn't just like all past, but I've been able to know that it just feels that way, but it's not true. Like, I don't believe that to be true. Like, just because like I feel so icky and narcissistic at times for standing up for my own self or something. Like, it's like, oh, I just feel that way, but that's not true. I don't believe I'm doing something wrong anymore, you know? But I still get sucked in. I still get sucked into the feelings, for sure. I need friends like you in my life. Hello, hello. Hello, Juliet. I'm a 94 baby. I'm 1994 as well. So spending all those years feeling not normal has been not so fun, to say the least. I feel like I have a long journey ahead of me. Yeah, I've had grief of like this, yeah, the years. Like, I feel like I'm just stepping into, like, I'm getting back to my child's like self at 30 years old. And like, I had this essence to me, and then I took on these beliefs, and then I suppressed kind of a lot of myself, and then I was always just like sad about, like, I'm wanting to get back to yeah, I just wanted to not, I just felt like things did get tainted in the way that I showed up was like, has been, tainted by all this extra stuff. But for me, I believe for me, it happened for a reason, and I really discovered all this, learned a lot about all these like patterns and these things and the psychology of it all. And I don't know, you can't, sometimes it can take, I don't know, to know what true self-acceptance is and love. It's like, sometimes that comes from the opposite, like completely abandoning yourself and non-acceptance of your own self. Like, I have had to, like, it's just my counseling situations have not gone well either. So like, I've mentioned my last counselor like so many times, and I've had like judgment of myself for caring so much about that situation, whatever. But it was like very it was like, it re-triggered a bit of a trauma, whatever. Okay, I'm speaking very quickly because like, that's what happens when I start to try to dissociate from what's happening. So I feel like it was always meant to, okay, the stuff that I specifically have dealt with too, like, no counselor, I've had good experiences with counselors for sure, but it's like at the core, no other person was ever going to be able to help me, to like validate me enough that it honestly, if I kept trying to seek things through counselors, it would have wasted time. Like, I finally, after my last experience, it, I think, happened for a reason, and it showed me like, okay, trust, like, what I learned was like, trust yourself, like, stop not listening to your own intuition, like, not listening to how you feel, like, stop just like doing what you think should be the right thing, and also believing that I'm able to, I don't know, I did try to just like do it's just, I did think at a certain time that everyone should be in therapy and there's no downsides at all, but there's people facilitating therapy that are not the most like emotionally safe people, or there's people that are not their fault at all, but they're kind of reinforcing a certain vibe about the mental health that like I see now is not helpful. The whole like fixing it and like let's get you to like stop feeling this way. Like yeah, for me there's just like a whole new level lately of just letting it be. If I don't care at all, if I literally give no shits about having anxiety, or like if I don't judge the anxiety at all, like this, I'm specifically talking about social anxiety. I do not have social anxiety when I don't give a fuck of, like the anxiety is literally about the anxiety. It's about that the anxiety is going to make me basically suck like at talking, or like if I accept that though, if I accept like, yeah, if I mess up my words, it's okay. Or if I just freeze up and just go bright red and just if my contribution to the conversation is just like me sweating in front of people and blushing so hard, and that's okay, and I don't reject that and like, you know, abandon myself and be like, you're so worthless because like you provide nothing to the combo besides that. Like if I am just like, oh, that's okay. Like, dear inner child, if you freeze up and you blush and your body takes over, if your body does a thing that like you cannot consciously control either, like that's not, you're doing nothing to anyone. Like if they get triggered by that and they can't handle that, that's something within their own selves, and that's like a codependency thing that like I don't need to be something for someone to like feel good about themselves. Like as long as I'm not fucking like being toxic, like abusive towards a person, if I don't know, if they're triggered by, it's like, hey, sorry, I just need to take a sec, like having a trauma response, whatever. Like if they're offended that I'm not, I don't know, listening enough. And I've fucking done these things myself. Like I've been triggered by people not giving me their like complete wholehearted attention, and it's also because like I felt like I could not do that to other people. Like I've been so open with my energy and not having boundaries. Like now I try to go out in the world, and because I listened to this guy, it really resonated with me that he was talking about like he was talking about keeping your energy more inward, like, and he talked about sort of seeing, it's this technique where you, I don't know, he did it with a candle or something, and he meditated with a candle, and he, like, you look at the candle or something and you're like other, and then you go me, or like you're separating, I don't know. I don't even know what the candle one was. I never did it. I just started when I go out, when I notice myself like losing myself or whatever it is, or like I just go into fawn response, I feel like I need to do something for people. I don't know, strangers. I just try to go inward. I try to be like other me. Like I try to separate the energy, the auras, like so that I don't get caught up in other people's shit. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna get back to the chat. And then I actually gotta go. Like I gotta pee and I gotta eat. And I gotta pee. Bodily needs. You helped me understand some things about myself tonight. Seriously, so thanks a lot. That warms my heart. That it does. So thank you so much for saying that. It's not that deep. It is when that's how you think. Just can't change our brains. I wish I could. Oh yeah. Girls have to be perfect. Yeah, there can be pressure to be a certain way, and I'm just like, okay. I wrote a song about, there's a line in it that says, now I get a kick out of you hating what I do. Because that's the vibe, like, I'm fucking stepping into. I'm stepping into, like, getting a thrill when people, it means that I'm changing the status quo. or what's maybe normal. It's like, I don't know. I think I'm meant to kind of shift the mood where it's like, why so serious? Like, because a lot of my lives, I'm just like doing I'm just like dancing and being chaotic. And another line in the song is having to do with, what is it? They say I'm on crack because I'm having fun. It must suck to have to do drugs to have fun, or something like that. That's one of the lines. So I've always been attracted to psychology. I had to be able to explain why people did the things they did when I was young. Yeah, I feel like I've learned so much. I ruined my reality. Yeah, I can relate. I remember telling a therapist that I thought I was being self-aware or aware or something, but it was like extreme self-consciousness. Like I was like, I'm too aware of the things now, and it's too much and overwhelming, right? But yeah, and I think there's just a process sometimes of realizing things and having grief. Like I had a lot of anger and sadness and hurt that I didn't want to feel. I didn't want to feel it for a while, and then when I did just feel those emotions as emotions, it was kind of cathartic, and it actually felt good. But then realizing the things was painful. It was painful. It was like, yeah, you know, you should have gotten this care. Like I understand. Yeah, there's a way I would sort of skip a step, because it was like, I do think everything still happened for a reason, or it's like, I'm not gonna just, like, I take responsibility for all the shit that I was, like, it's my responsibility now, I feel, as an adult, to undo the wiring or the fucking generational trauma or some shit. I guess I've taken that on, but there's still, you have to, I feel like you have to, like, feel those, like, feelings as a child that was like, it's like, I did not deserve to be, like, invalidated all the time, or like gaslit, or like screamed at for this thing, or you know, not supported in these ways. I don't know, you do, I feel, to like, to move that energy through the body stuff. It's like, it's hard, because as adults though, it's, to me, it's just like, it's like, yeah, but I can't just stay in this like energy of like, this shouldn't have happened, and like, why me, and why did this, like, and it's just so sucks that what, like, you can worry that you, like, you dwell on that, but there's a way to kind of like feel all that shit, to be like, okay, yeah, this happened, but also, you know, I still didn't deserve that, or just like to grieve not having, like, just wishing, you know, you had a different relationship with that person, that it was different, and like envying other people that have different relationships with family members that seem like more emotionally safe or chill or whatever, or like just being like, yeah, it sucked to have been alone. It sucked to like try to reach out for help to here, and then reach out to help for like that time you called kids help phone for help, and then the lady accused you of prank calling, and then you started crying. Like, it's just like, it's just like, I didn't deserve that. Like, you know, to actually feel the feelings though, for me, instead of like for yourself, to be like, because again, I would turn it on myself though. I would be like, oh yeah, I did something wrong, like I should have sounded this way, or I should have sounded this other way, and that's why she thought I was like like, to make it my fault. I'm like, fucking, it's exhausting. It is just exhausting to keep fucking making everything your fault. Like, it's just not, it's hard though to get past that, if that's how you're wired, because that is a fucking protective mechanism. When you're a kid, you're not gonna be like, my parents being a bit of a dick. At least maybe there's other kids that are more evolved. I don't know. Somehow they can like conceptualize. But when you were very young, it's biologically ingrained in us to like worship our parents. I feel like it's like, you're completely reliant on them for your needs. So up until a certain age, right? So it's it's really hard to be like, oh, you know, my parents just like mad because they're dealing with their own or like they did that because of their own issue. Like, it's not about me. I didn't do something wrong. Like, especially when they're saying like you're this or you yeah, it's just like really hard to stay centered in yourself and be like, oh yeah, they're just, you know, I am not all bad in this or whatever it is or how you feel about it. Or it'll be like, oh, I don't deserve the love and attention because they're not. Yeah, it's just like hard not to blame yourself when you're a child. It's hard. Oh, thanks. Oh, you guys are giving the compliment. You're gorgeous. You seem very self-aware. I think I'm in love. I have nothing against therapy. However, personally, I feel it makes people depend on someone else processing your thoughts for you. Yeah, it's like, it can be tricky for a therapist to like balance that. It's a delicate thing because yeah, the patients like they'll project onto the therapist, which is kind of what's sort of supposed to happen. So it brings out the issues so you can work on it in therapy. But then it's like a hard relationship to navigate because also, okay, I'm on a whole tangent and I wanted to catch up in the comments, but it's like, I'm on my tangent because this is like interesting. Okay, so what my last experience too, what was like not comfortable for me, I had never, as far as I remember, I've had like several different therapists that I've worked with at different times in my life, but my last therapist, I don't remember ever having anyone else that like withheld or just like didn't share, like she was very much like didn't share much about her own life or who, like I just didn't really know who she was, or like I felt uncomfortable, especially like me sharing all my stuff, like very vulnerable and like sharing all my things. And I just in the past I had counselors that at least I just hadn't really felt that way with other counselors before, and it just seemed like it was very extra, like her not, you know, relating or like saying some stuff of her, like I don't know, I first of all need to, I would it I really, I struggled to work with people that didn't have lived experience. So I remember thinking, oh, she maybe like I had no idea if she had any lived experience of anxiety stuff. I kind of maybe assumed, but yeah, it just became like a weird, it was too much in my opinion. It was like a bit too much of like a, I at least felt I don't know, it just became a little bit of a power imbalance. And then I started to have these feelings about that. And then, yeah, I don't want to get into the whole thing because I've said it a million fucking times on the channel, the whole story. But it was just interesting because, like, there ended up being like she invited me to sort of like talk about certain things. And then I remember her like, she was defensive about me talking about how I felt about the dynamic of like, I was feeling uncomfortable about the thing. And then, yeah, just was not an emotionally safe really space or person, because instead of validating how I felt, or at least just like allowing me to like, I feel uncomfortable because I feel uncomfortable, it was just like this defensiveness and like blaming, implying that I kind of shouldn't be feeling how I'm feeling. Like yeah, I remember her just, I brought kind of that up, that dynamic in a way. And then she's like, well, we're not just gonna like talk like we're friends or something. And I was like, yeah, no, that's not what I'm saying. I just, yeah, it just was like, this is not my fucking vibe. And then I realized I honestly did it to myself in a way, because I did just like trust, this is just a random person. This was just like a random person. Just because they're a counselor does not mean that they can counsel well or are not going to be like defensive or invalidating your feelings or whatever the fuck. It was just like really, it was difficult because she knew about all of the ways that I don't trust myself and everything. Like we talked all about the narcissistic abusey stuff for that, like, so it was just like really extra that. But what I took from that experience too was that like I didn't have boundaries, to where I was actually feeling uncomfortable under the surface, but I was like gaslighting myself, like, why, this is a counselor, nothing's like, you shouldn't be feeling this way because this person has done nothing to like make you feel that way. But then there was like energy going on and that, and then I just remember being like, you know, I just felt sort of just uncomfortable in a certain way around this person. And there's like a certain social anxiety I get that is different than this feeling. It's like an intuitive feeling. Like I've had it happen before and it's like, well, nothing wrong's happening. Like it's like a resistance to, yeah, I just, I felt this thing, and then like I felt like I just needed to keep working through it, and I did. Like I became quite calm within myself as I was working with her to that degree. But then, yeah, then it was interesting because her behavior changed, it seemed like, when that happened, and she started just not really doing the therapy and then just like sitting there. So it was just like interesting when that then changed, but I was like calm within myself. And then she was weird, and so then it was like, I do feel like that feeling was definitely like, it wasn't just like yeah, it was something to listen to and to but yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't really regret staying necessarily because like the way it ended up fully playing out, although it fucked me up for several months. And at this point now in my life, I am kind of like, yeah, as annoying as it was, like I kind of like reinforced this like not trusting people and that, but like it was kind of like a long recovery in a way that like I don't know, I'd listen to something, it would like remind me of counseling. Like I'd listen to a podcast and they would bring up counseling, and then I would like, I don't know, get stressed, like, because it would remind me of the situation or whatever. It has finally, I think, come full circle to where it's like, and there's no power struggle anymore, because I was like upset, like I felt I was in fawn response and placated her kind of like in my last appointment in a way, or like I didn't really stand up for myself. And then after I was like upset that I like let someone do that, I don't know, then I had this like anger, I don't know, at myself maybe. But I think I'm finally really like fully letting it go, and it's not about also me proving my like, yeah, I was kind of judging the way that I acted at the time or something, but it's like, okay, I didn't have the tools and the strength. Like I didn't have the inner safety. Like I was still going to a counselor for validation too, right? Like I was doing stuff on my own. Actually, I was doing a lot on my own. I feel like I was doing most of the things on my own while I was seeing them, and then just like telling them about what I was learning. But anyways, wow, that was like a big, and then it's always like, yeah, I'm not gonna say the whole thing, and then I end up pretty much saying the thing. But that was like a way more toned down version than every other time I've gone into this fucking story. But defeated my anxiety when I was young. The pit of fear would start in my stomach, consume me head to toe, make me think I was dying. Was defeated by me getting sick of it and learning to enjoy the adrenaline. Ooh, that's like a perspective change, right? Kind of like going skydiving, yeah, which I've done 3 times. Embrace, oh my god, you got skydiving 3 times, that is fucking epic. I'm not even really scared of heights, but that is just such a, like, I don't think you have to be scared of heights to be very fearful of doing something like that. Like, I can't even, like, I'd have to trust, I have to trust my fucking parachute, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. And you've done it 3 times, embrace it. For some reason, it just went away after that. Yeah, the reframe, sadly, it's come back now later in my life. I don't know why or how best is this time. Yeah, it doesn't make, anxiety also doesn't make sense. It's like one day for me, it's like one day I'm just chill in the grocery store. I'm like, oh, this is great, you know. And then another day I'm just like, this is the worst place to be. Like, I need to escape immediately. Yeah, you have to get yourself back in the moment. Oh, well, thanks. Oh my gosh, Chris just like pumping me up. What a beautiful human you are. It's very rare nowadays that the outer beauty matches inner beauty and emotional maturity. Oh my god, okay, thanks. Okay, it's a lot. Okay, I don't want to take in too much compliment. I don't want to get it. I don't want it to go to my head. My bodily needs are 1, your love, 2, your loyalty, 3, your self-aware. Love it. Thanks. Also morphine. I need morphine. I don't think I've ever been on the morphine. I know my grandma was kind of like allergic to it in a way. She tried to like leave the hospital. She was having like hallucinations or something, and she was like, I think she like ripped out her IV. Like, that's just strong. I'm gonna have to check out your music. Oh my god, no, I'm so embarrassed. No, the stuff I've put out there, I am, okay, every season I learn a new, like a way that I am kind of singing in properly, and also that I'm still kind of off key, and I just like am embarrassed by my old songs of how pitchy they are and not good. So I just keep trying to pretend that stuff doesn't exist. I try to make it harder to find. I try not to feature it on my channel page, and I try to just think of the future, and I try to just, well, we're trying to be present, but then also when I'm not being present and I'm thinking of the future, I try to just trust in like the new music, and that I just try not to cringe about the old stuff, because I also have thoughts about how I talk about music and that, and then I'm like, oh no, what if they check out the stuff I've done so far, and then it's like, geez, this needs a lot of work, like this is kind of pitchy, she's not really, and then I want to be like, no, it's not, like, it's different now, I swear, I can swear, I've learned, it's better. It doesn't matter what people think, but yeah, also I tend to cringe. Your subconscious is always trying to lead you back into the cycle you're actively trying to avoid. Take care of your bodily needs. Yeah, okay, LOL. Yeah, but this is guys, I've been in hermit mode, so it's like, and this is shit I love to talk about and do, so it's like hard to leave. Just know that it's standard to say multiple times that I'm gonna leave, and then like it could be another hour. Like, it's just hard to you know, once it's like it's vibing and we're going, it's hard to step away. Okay, I'm gonna try and read faster. Lived experience, never understood, lived, all experiences lived. What's an unlived experience? Did I say lived experience? Oh, I guess, did I say like in my experience? I guess I just I say it a lot because I still have this need to buffer, like, this is just for me, like, this in my experience, this is how I feel, like, because I don't ever want to like influence people to do something that's not the vibe for them. So I'll just be like, for me, I don't vibe with the counseling anymore, because like for me it was being kind of alone with my own self, building that up. So I'm glad I was on a wait list for a different counselor, and I'm so glad that I never got off the wait list. Like, still on the wait list, LOL. But I might go to counseling to like just talk, like, and to not get them to help me sort out my sense of self shit like that. I'm like, oh, maybe counseling could just not be so like dire and deep, and it could just be more like a chill hangout, you know? And then I would feel bad. I would feel like I would be taking up space. Other people would need more than me, so then yeah, maybe I won't do that. I'm trying to read. Okay. It's cool. People in the chat be vibing, and I'm just trying to catch up. To somebody you don't know very much about, felt more progress finding person. Yeah. Yeah, I have been such an oversharer though, like in my whole life too, where to me it was like very odd for me to not just like immediately open up to the counselor or whatever. But then and I'm realizing it's like so, that's where counseling, in my opinion, sometimes can facilitate this like not as natural thing. It's like, okay, just yeah, tell this person all your problems and you don't even know them. But that's not a rule. There's like so many people that they're seeing the counselor for quite a while before they start opening up. And I was seeing that counselor for like 6 months, and then how I wanted some clarification with things, and like I didn't actually feel safe or like comfortable to actually say my real feeling, like to give feedback or anything. Like it was just like too stressful kind of to, there was stuff that I did really hold back on, but then there was a certain, yeah, the stuff we were working on initially was stuff that I really didn't even care about. Like I didn't care about her knowing, like it wasn't like stuff that I felt like, oh no, it was stuff that I would fucking share on the internet or live streams or whatever. It was like, oh, I'm obsessing about this thing, you know, I'm obsessing about a stain on my fucking sweater, just such petty shit, just like kind of OCD things. But then I was also working on stuff with my family and unenmeshment stuff or whatever. I was doing somatic therapy, really like that therapy. But yeah, so I don't even know if I could have, no matter what, it was kind of like, I guess the way to have done it before, or if I was to redo the experience, it would have been to try to stay true to me, like regardless of the stress, to like test the waters earlier on. If I was feeling uncomfortable by something she said and just merely wanting clarification, just like, oh hey, just wondering what you meant by saying this to me or something, like I just wasn't direct about it. I tried to indirectly address things, and then I was sometimes left like more confused. So if I would have just like directly addressed things quite early on of how I was feeling, I guess I just like shut off those feelings. It's like I discounted it as like, oh, this is just me. I just need to like be comfortable and work through it. And then I just like forgot, kind of. It was like deep underneath. And then, yeah, I don't know. She was kind of upset about me bringing up things that happened a while ago, and she's like, how am I supposed to know, like that was so long, whatever. And I was like, I wasn't feeling comfortable to like say at the time, like I don't know, it's like I'm not, she just got very defensive. So yeah, the way to have done it was to like be honest and get that clarification that I really needed, and then if she reacted badly at that point in time, then I would have known like, yeah, this isn't just, the dynamic's not going to work, because like I need to be able to like ask and that without the person getting offended or something. But I didn't do that. So I didn't do that. What comment was I even responding to? Okay. It just, the stream of consciousness, it goes into a million different streams and rivers, and it's like, where the fuck was the main stream? It's chaotic. anyways, okay, the point that I meant to just like succinctly touch on about the counseling before I like went again into a spiel was in general, I guess counseling to me started to feel unnatural. It's like a weird facilitation of like, I just much rather peer support. I've done kind of peer support. I used to volunteer for the mental health association. So like the volunteers, we would, like I would talk to the facilitator, and it was like, for me, it was like a counseling session in a way, because it was like me confiding, you know, and but it was literal peer support. Like that's what we would do at the thing, and we all had stuff we were dealing with, and it was like very chill. And yeah, I just think the weird, it's a delicate relationship because it can easily turn into power imbalance, especially if the therapist gets a sense, too much of a sense of like power tripping, or like it is a sketchy situation that like just like not the right person in that position could so easily take advantage of the client who is very vulnerable. So good therapists will like invite feedback and not take it so personally, or like get really like defensive, and can handle that, can like handle, it's hard because they have their own ego. It's like hard for them to, if they can't handle not being perfect or something as a therapist, and like, you know, getting feedback, like if they attach their worth to their practice or skill, that they get really, really triggered if they weren't just the best and perfect for the client, then it's you have to be able to like have feedback. It has to, like, you know, each person has to feel comfortable and okay. So it's like if the client's not vibing with the thing, it needs to be like this work together thing, not this like, oh no, you shouldn't be wanting that, right? It's like fucking, I don't know, it's a shit show. Sometimes it's a shit show. At least for me, it'd be hard to feel their advice is genuine rather than someone providing a service project. Yeah, exactly. And that's how it started to feel. Swim is something I don't want to intrude anymore. Hope things go well for her. Are you talking about, wait, are you talking about me? Or the counselor? Swim is something I don't want to intrude. I don't, okay. Thanks. I don't, I don't know. YouTube chat ignored. I'm outie. That's fair. That's fine. You know, I might have like a mild feeling of abandonment, but that's my fucking problem for feeling abandoned by a complete stranger that gets to leave when they want to leave. I'm actually, it's like, thank God. This is so different than interacting with humans. Like it's so much less stressful times because like people can just leave when they want to leave, so then I don't have to leave the interaction feeling like such an imposition. There have been times where I forget people literally can click off, and I feel like, I don't know, I was somehow holding them hostage there, but it's like I don't have to feel bad about taking up space. Like I still have my own self-limiting imprisonment feelings sometimes about indulging in my own fucking channel. It's crazy. That's great. Makes it even authentic. Thanks. Okay, I think therapy's a good starting point for people to address the issues themselves or know how to look inward. Personally, not seeing a long-term solution. You have this super interesting. Oh yeah, we vibing. I think a lot of therapy is just like meant for day-to-day stresses. Honestly, it's not meant for trauma work. A lot of well, at least the therapy that's funded by, like, if you have a job, like I don't really, so fair point, Chris. You need to help the person survive with the help of the therapist. Yeah, you're talented, is all that matters. No need to cringe. You will always be your worst critic, but you should. Oh, well, thanks. Thank you, Chris. Okay, that was okay, I'm so fucking behind. That was me talking about my music that I've done so far. Can you said me hello? Can you say hello Mojito. Hello to Mojito. These conversations are hard to have with most people though, so that in the sense is why I get people resort to counseling. Yeah, most people superficial, especially men, talking feelings of dudes. Yeah, the guys, for me, I'm so happy to have the internet. I'm so grateful because I find fucking so validating, cool. Like, there's people that are counselors that are on YouTube and stuff, and then, like, I get to control and I get to find the ones I like and vibe with. And then there's just like other people that have been through, a lot of the stuff I liked was lived experience. I had a hard time finding, there was people that seemed to have been therapists, but they did have lived experience, but they were like sort of just like giving you the information. I've been trying to find, I want to find, I like finding people that are vlogging or like talking about their own experience. Okay, this one guy that I really like, Daniel Mackler, he really helped like shift my perspective on some things, and he was the one that talked about like mental illness not being, or disorders not even being a disorder in the sense that like it's like the body's actually, it's a response to the trauma and stuff. So is it really, the body's really doing something like wrong, or I don't know. I'm not explaining it very well, but I'm gonna put his name in here. He used to be a therapist actually, and so he was the one that talked about being alone. He talked about like the stuff that you just can't really cultivate in the therapist's office, is this like getting back to your sense of self. He had his own trauma stuff that he had worked through, and it was he talked about that, sense of self, and just like the healing that he could not have done with a therapist that required him to be alone. I did vibe with that. Okay. I cannot, this chat won't let me scroll anymore, so I'm gonna have to reopen it. Someone said I said like 25 times. Why? Because I have a tick of saying like, why else? To fill the space. Because I'm unsure of myself, and so I can't just directly talk a lot of times. That's pretty much exactly why. I also say I did realize one live that I say stuff like that a lot. I say, and stuff like that, stuff like this, and then that started to annoy me. Okay, let me try to get the chat back on the laptop. I don't even feel like I have to pee anymore. Like, I hope my bladder's okay. It wasn't a serious pee that I felt I had to do a while ago when I said out loud that I needed to pee and eat. But yeah, I probably still do. Okay. Oh, Mikey. Hey, Alien, good to see you again. Hey. Yeah, I'm back. I've reappeared from the hermiting, and I'm gonna try to catch up on the chat. I'm just gonna do a lot of reading. Okay, I have to burp a lot. CBT meds. There's actually solutions to my issue. Venting, not looking for a solution, but yeah, that's my biggest fear, is I'm actually stuck. Yeah, it can definitely feel like a stuckness. Okay, I vibe with Jesus, but I don't vibe with, like, nothing against people that are doing the Christian thing, but sorry, that stuff gave me a demon phobia, so, and fear of being possessed. I just don't think Jesus is coming back. Sorry, but Hey, buddy. I think Jesus is like tired of people. He's like, guys, I'm not even alive, and y'all like so obsessed with me. No, I can't. I know it helps a lot of people. I guess specifically, like I have trust in the universe and that type of an energy. So, but I do vibe with I vibe with Jesus in my own way. But like he's probably got a lot going on. Like he's just trying to fucking like enjoy his fucking vacation from Earth. And ever since he died, well, technically, it's Christianity became a thing like 100 years, I think, after he died. Like the Bible came out way after, so I guess he was chilling in the other whatever realm, whatever the fuck this simulation is. He was chilling for a bit, but then I've come to accept in my experience that it's okay not to be okay, personally. Yeah. It's like accepting what is and trying not to get, it's all the attachments onto the feelings. Like when we feel happy, we're not like, oh no, something's wrong. What does this mean? I haven't seen my mother since I was 18. Oh my god. I'm now 35. Let me tell you, it's done quite the ordeal in my dating life. Oh my god. LOL. Yeah, that would do a number on the attachment style, on the dating life. Man, I'm sorry about that. What's going on? Just joined. What's going on is I gotta go pee and I gotta eat, but I can't seem to make myself do that. Okay, it's like switching the tasks is what does it for me sometimes. Your haircut is cute. Well, thank you. Look at the camera. Probably wolf cut. Yeah, it is. It's a wolf cut now. It's a mullet grown out. If you look back to the beginning of the haircut, it's a lot different. And people were confused if I was even like a female at that point in time when I got the mullet, and I didn't blame them at all. And it was a fun time. And I kind of missed that time. Because it's just a fun era of the channel. Chat, I read a book at the end, the main character died. No, that's depressing. Subscribed. Well, what did I do to deserve that? But thank you, Shane. It's like, oh no, fearful of pointed attachment. Like, oh no, someone subscribed. Now, let's not let them down, but let's also just be authentic and not try to people please every fucking one. Like, better channels to troll. Oh, Summit. Oh, was someone trying to troll? Hey, look at the camera. Okay, wait. She's one of the genuine ones for real. Well, thanks. I am going to have to actually go for... Okay. Why I think I don't leave is because I do have a certain... I do disappear from my channel, so then when I'm back, it almost feels like this isn't gonna happen for a while, but I could just fucking regularly do this. But also sometimes I need to hermit so hard, so I don't know, I'll do like I'll do a long live stream and then I'll just disappear, and then, but yeah, I sometimes need to like detach instead of like doing something for not that long but way more regularly, and like, you know, tapping into that and that energy. Like sometimes it's like I need a full chunk of time to just keep working on that sense of self and that. So I don't know, I felt like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna do this like super often right now. And I keep avoiding the music, and I am really excited about this new song, and it's called, unless I change the name, it's called Let It Be Cringe. So it's fun times about embracing the weird, embracing the cringe, and yeah, I think what I need to do is just be like, okay, let's just do a rough version. Let's not spend a year on one song, and let's just like I think I need to put in the message of the song, that energy, like the message of just embracing, you know, the imperfect and the cringe and stuff. Like I have been having thoughts and feelings of putting that vibe into the song itself, like into the recording of that song itself, to where maybe we don't have the perfect setup. Like, even though I have equipment and stuff, maybe we do it a little bit ramshackle. Maybe, yeah, maybe I don't record the vocals separate from the piano to have the best control over the sound level. Like, maybe we just record it all together. And but then again, I don't like, I have to, my electric keyboard's really clunky. Oh no, okay, I already thought of this. I was gonna, because it's hard for me to record my voice separate from the instrument and not sing it. Like, I go off tempo, but I can use my MIDI keyboard instead of like the real piano, and then I can sing to it, and then it'll just record my notes. And then, oh, okay, someone's spamming. Okay, who are you? Introduce yourself. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna let you spam because I gotta go, and now I keep like leading people. I'm like leading people on too, because Killer 007 is like, okay, see ya. Like, okay, I don't need to be. Okay, I actually, like, there's no good way to end it. This is just like, it feels weird just be like, bye, like, just shut it off, like, abruptly, just like, okay, bye, you know, even though it's like we've been vibing, we've spent all this time. But I'm gonna just stop fucking rambling, and I'm going to work towards music. And I just am, okay, I'm gonna, okay, I swear I'm gonna leave. I have to leave, but I'm just gonna finish this one thing. I just don't want like the lives to get in the way of actually like putting the time and effort into the music stuff. That's what like kind of happened when I was maybe doing these more regularly, but it also maybe just wasn't the right time to do the music. Like, I didn't have that trust in myself as much. So I just want to trust, like, if I sort of disappear a bit, it's like, it's because I'm working on a thing, and I just like need to like let that be, because sometimes I get stressed about like giving up on, I don't know, just sharing things in general, whether it's a live stream, whether it's some other video or something. Like, I just get worried about taking the time away to like do this one project, and like, you know, I get worried about like not regularly as much appearing, and so then I'll like push myself to like do lives in that, and then I don't end up working on my freaking song. So, okay, I'm gonna try to have boundaries with the shit. And anyways, much love. Okay. Yes, pull the band-aid. Okay, yeah, we just gotta do it. Okay. Bye, much love. Everyone, you're cool. Okay, bye.